That's funny. That's funny. I was going to shock everybody. Instead, Andreas shocked me and just started throwing people in. Wild.
You thought you were going to throw me into the briar patch?
You're like, you're going to out crazy me? Good luck. Oh my God. Well, listen, like I wanted to start out before we get to anyone's charts, because we're just in the midst of so much insanity. And it's hitting me really personally, right? Because like Uranus yesterday stationed direct, which is anytime a planet stations, it becomes more potent. It stays in 1 degree for a really long time. And it just happens to be the degree that's exactly opposed my own Uranus, which makes this the final hit to my own Uranus opposition, which is like the midlife crisis stuff, right? And interestingly enough, like it's been an extremely stressful time at my day job and in my life in general. But all these people are booking like readings with me, and like a lot of people are interested in this show. So it's like this great Uranus thing where the message from Uranus is not subtle. It's like, quit your job. Anyways, it's pretty fascinating for me, but it's also fascinating for the whole world because everything's going insane, and we're about to get Saturn conjuncting Neptune in the 1st degree of Aries on what's the date for that? The 20th. Okay, the 20th of this month. Okay, and so Saturn is like your structures and your authority, but it's fallen in Aries. It's too fiery. It's too much energy there for Saturn that wants cold, dignified stuff. Meanwhile, we have a stellium in Aquarius, this crazy stellium in Aquarius, which is setting where I am right now. Which means, you know, I guess there's too much activity coming in on the descendant, which is also my descendant in my chart. All these people flooding the beginning of my stream when I had a little thing to say. Now I'm all flummoxed. But
the best people, yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll get to them one at a time. Is much better for the format of this show than.
Let me also tell them, by the way, if you're in the back room here, hold on, back room guys. Okay, so what you guys could do to make my life better is you can go to the link I put in the private chat. That is AstroSeek, horoscopes.astroseek.com, blah, 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 blah. The link is in the private chat. And what you can do here is you can put in your birthday to the minute and the birth city. And that way, when you set the link that it produces...
You're going to have to do it for me, Xirtus. You're babysitting me today.
All right, so what if you can...
Safe driving, my friend. Safe driving.
Winslow's done it. So
beautiful.
Hey, all sir. Right, how's it going, bud? So just really quickly, Bernie, tell me your time, place, to the minute birthday.
July 17th, 1985, 8:15 a.m., Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Great. All right. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
You're like this guy's like a Chinook blowing in on a beautiful wintry day, and you're like, what the hell? Now my feet are wet. It's exactly what this guy is.
He's a Calgarian, though. It's cool.
Oh, I know it.
I like how Calgary, it sounds like something from Game of Thrones. It's one of my favorite things about it. I think it is something
from Game of Thrones. Actually, I lived there for a while, and it felt like I was reading Ubik at the time, PKD's Ubik, and it felt like that. It felt like I was going back in time. It was bizarre.
Good. Especially when you hang out with the ladies there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So where was I? Oh yeah. Okay. So the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Okay.
Over here.
And then Neptune wants everything to like dissolve and everyone to be one and dissolve boundaries. And Saturn wants to create boundaries. And it's in the place where Saturn's the weakest. So what's really fascinating about the moment right now is that these like Epstein files dropping. Right? Like it's the perfect Saturn-Neptune thing, because you're talking about people in power, you're talking about structures, but then nobody knows what's real. Everyone's like reading them like, what is real here? Is this disinfo mixed in with real things? Is this people lying, sending in fake reports during Trump's presidency? Is it like when he was like trying to get elected to the FBI? Like it's all mixed together. And some of them are real emails between these powerful people. And it's fascinating because this is Saturn-Neptune. This is such a Saturn-Neptune thing. Okay, building up to the 20th, it's going to perfect, but the 19th, the moon is going to be with them, both in Aries. So it's really going to light up the most on the 19th. And the last time Saturn and Neptune conjuncted, that was like when the Berlin Wall fell. Okay,
oh, really?
Out of nowhere. Yeah. Like it was like nobody expected the Soviet. Like I remember being a kid, and it was like this like fear of the Soviets and fear of nuclear war. And it was this massive monster, this beast, this behemoth that wanted to kill you, which I never believed, because I never believe anything authority says, because I grew up understanding Santa Claus was a lie. So I never trusted anybody. Okay. But at any rate,
see, Santa Claus isn't the lie. Democracy is. But keep going.
yeah, very true. Very true. Santa Claus is alive in our hearts. It took me a while to get into the imaginal realm.
Whereas democracy is not alive. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
All right. So the last time it happened, so it can cause just these things that seem like this solid, immutable wall to suddenly dissolve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now that's happening. Okay.
Checkpoint Charlie was just there. Yeah.
February 19th and 20th. All right. Which generally isn't like a big kaboom. That's not what Neptune is. It's more like something dissolves into mist. But we've been living with this conjunction trying to happen for a year, right? With the retrograde cycle. Okay. Now, on top of that, okay, February 19th, we're having a solar eclipse, which is happening exactly on Trump's descendant, which is the Western horizon where he takes energy into his chart. Okay. And eclipses especially are important for people in power, and especially for someone like most people who wind up in power who are born under an eclipse, which Trump was born under a lunar eclipse. Okay. So, I just don't. No, sorry, not the 19th. Wait, what am I looking at here?
Yeah, because February 18th is Jesus' real birthday, George Washington's birthday, Yoko Ono's birthday, John Travolta's birthday.
No, it's not. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up in my notes here. It's March 3rd.
Oh,
no, wait, no.
Tim Pool's birthday.
One second. No, sorry, the solar eclipse. That's the lunar eclipse is March 3rd. The solar eclipse. Okay, see, you got me all flummoxed here. I'm not as Piscean as you. I'm having a harder time to go with the flow. At any rate,
you came on strong, and so I just had to meet your level, but you can't sustain it.
It's good. I like it. I'm just trying to come back because I generally don't do this kind of thing, but it's so fascinating. I got to say it on the show. So February 17th is a solar eclipse on Trump's descendant. Okay, and it's just and Mars is square Uranus. There's just so much going on. I just have a hard time believing that his presidency survives the month. And really? I'm not saying that as a prediction, because I don't do a lot of mundane astrology. It's really complicated, and I don't like to watch the news enough to really do it well. But it's just with everything happening right now, I don't know. There's a big shakeup coming this month, for sure, 100%. And the rest of the year is crazy too. So I just wanted to get that out there because it's pretty wild.
Well, hold on. American Time Machine. My God. Look at this gentleman. He just finished his chicken wings. He's wearing his blanket. He's ready for the Canadian Lumberjack Astrology Show.
We're just migrating APM in. That's what's going on. This is all one show. There's a prelude to the show, which you'll have to watch if you haven't watched it, I
guess. So I might have to leave and come back. Yeah, just prior engagement, but yeah, good to get my feet wet. If you talk about things like astrology's connection to the Sephirot, that would be supremely interesting, I think. And I can't remember my credentials to the exact. I'll try to type them in here, but
yes, figure it out. Come back to me. Ask your mom. All right.
Yes, ask your mom. And don't trust her memory. Dig up your baby book. I'm telling you, dig up your baby book. That's where you'll get the
every time you ask your mom for astrology tips, she always tells you to dump the girl. That's what I've noticed.
Well, here's the thing. Back when I was born, they were still rounding. They would just be like, "Oh, it was 8 o'clock, whatever," you know. So it's you don't even know.
Yeah, the birth certificate is rough. But sometimes, someone in your life, especially if your mom was a Virgo, she's giving birth and she's watching her clock, watch. Yeah.
Based. All right. Hasta la vista. Cool. So let's, do you want to more to say, or do I bring in?
No, we can pop someone in if you don't got anything on it.
All right. I'm going to bring in Bernie. Bernie, I'll put you in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, right. That's kind of appropriate. Heading to Vegas on the road to Sin City. What's my luck gonna be?
Your skin has so much vibrancy to it. I feel like America is good for you, which I
love America. I now self-identify as trans-can Americano.
Dude, which sounds like there's weed in it and makes sense. But you actually have the enthusiasm about America that a Russian taxi cab driver in New York City would have in 1993.
Right? Well, that's because I'm half Russian and I'm Canadian, and I'm screw that. I'm a snowbird now. Yeah.
So good. All right. Well, I'm going to try to be careful not to reveal too much about your chart, because I know that's something that people would like to avoid sometimes all of the details being exhibited. But I think you did say it to me anyway, so you're kind of
he said it on the stream.
Yeah, you're up a creek. But I'll do the same for 5. Here is his chart here.
Like if you get me your chart ahead of time, sometimes in the show I can do it. I'll snip it and then I'll like erase the natal chart details with just like in the
Oops, I already doxed myself. That's okay though.
Yeah,
I feel like any girl could call any other girl to get your chart at this point. I think it's out there. It's on.
You're giving away my secrets.
All right, and by the way, if you guys want anyone in the audience, just go to fchat.net. You can go to the xirtus fchat, our ephemeral chat created for and by our friends, and you can put your links here. I'll put the horoscope link here. Anyone, just use this link to get your chart for the show. All right, and anyone who wants their chart read, just get in line. Okay, cool. So we'll go back to the chart of BurnEye, and
I mean, it sounds like we got a whole show ahead of us already waiting in the room. But anyways,
isn't it amazing?
Well, thank you for letting the trans-Canadian Americano go first.
Indeed, Pax American. All right. Oh wow. So you're born on a new moon, on a new moon. Did you know that?
I have heard.
All right, you were aware of that. But oh my god. Okay, so on my channel, I stream it concurrently on my channel, although I'd rather you guys shuffle into Andreas where all the action is. Nobody watches my channel. But it's more of like I'm documenting it on my channel so that you can watch all these episodes in sequence, see the characters come back. Now I called it because xirtus makes the image, right? And he made this banana moon. This is great. He made like a crescent banana moon as the image. So I called it Orange You Glad I Didn't Call Your Banana Fallen. Okay.
I love it.
Okay, go back to the chart. I need the chart, okay? It's what I want people to see. Now, the banana in a chart, if we're talking phallic symbols, is the Mars. So I was waiting, and of course it's the first one coming up. Mars is fallen in Cancer, my friend. I'm sorry, your banana is fallen. I'm sorry.
Oh no. So I don't know if I can trust your accuracy now.
Well, we're hearing that you seem to be like very popular with the ladies. You seem to. This is Andreas dropped this. Okay, this wasn't coming from me.
Well, he's sort of a ladies' man, I would say.
Confirm or deny. Allegedly, this was true.
He doxed you. All right, he doxed you. So.
Cancers generally, I think, are pretty popular with the ladies. Maybe in like a singular form, each lady would feel because cancers have that.
I've been jogging. I've been getting my tan on.
Cancers, you're a crab, right? And crabs have these like heavy shells and these pincher, sharp claws, but they also have these very juicy, meaty innards. I think that's true of cancers,
right? Yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's because especially a male with a lot of cancer energy, and you got a ton of cancer energy all bunched up there in the third decan of Cancer, is this is good. Yes, we're gonna get to this. Okay, so I mean, you learn when you're a sensitive young boy, especially in our society, that you got to hide your feelings. Like probably you had some moments when you were a kid where you cried, and, you got made fun of, and you got hurt real deep, and then you realize, no,
Stop
I
got
to. So here's the thing: third decan of Cancer is like it's a Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I get this right. It's a Jupiter ruled decan. Okay. Is that one? Give me just 1 second. Yeah. So it's a Jupiter ruled decan, Jupiter and Moon. Okay. And it's a decan where it's all about about an abundance, often abundance of emotion. It could be an abundance of everything. And it's a decan where it's like you're overflowing with something and you want to give it to everyone. So you're fallen banana.
Definitely dealt with a abundance of bullshit over the years, and I'm definitely now at the point where I've gotten rid of that and ready for abundance of abundance.
Yeah, but like maybe it's an abundance of banana that you just have to spread around.
Hey, I don't mind spreading my abundant banana around, let me tell you.
Cut too flat Earth space banana. Okay.
It's a crescent banana, whereas you had a completely invisible moon because it was the new moon, right? But so you've got this powerful moon. Well, you see, this is the conflict for you in your chart. You've got your sun and your Mars ruled by the moon, which is in its sign of dignity, right? Except it's dark and waning. Like the moon hasn't quite gotten back to that moment with the sun yet. And the waning moon is difficult, right? It's at the end of a cycle. Something's completed. Your inner world is like, it's almost like karmically you've been through everything, you know, and it's like, okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for the new thing. But it's like the new thing is always difficult. It's always hard to get to whatever the new thing is.
I just got shivers as you said that. So
yeah. And then, you know, you've got Venus and Gemini. So it's also like, this is all, why you got to do me like that, bro? Why you got to do the Gemini Venus like that?
I don't know when I was born, man. Shit.
Why you got to do that? Why you got to give us a bad rep, my bro? Why you got to do it? At any rate, I believe you do it with love. I believe you do it. Unattended.
Stop doxing me, man. Stop doxing me.
Seriously, this reading would have gone very differently if Andreas didn't open up that path. I'm pretty careful to not say this kind of stuff unless it seems like the person's open to it, right? So,
I mean, he's literally on a cross-country adventure in a different country than his own. He's trying to make his own country. We can all relate.
Yeah, and I'm on the road to Sin City. Probably be in Vegas before the stream is done.
You've already got ladies lining up watching the stream, like he's coming.
Stop doxing.
Oh my god. Marilyn wants to know. All right.
I want to know who you're driving with. That's what I want to know.
True. This guy looks cool.
Glenn is awesome.
Oh, hey, Dad. Let's look at Dad.
Dad?
No, this is Glenn. Glenn's a fellow YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you said your dad.
Called Sovereign Living. Sovereign Living. Check it out. This guy's got 4 times as many subs as me. Half as many, well, I guess 1.5 as many as you, good xirtus, sir.
Well, hey, he looks like a cool guy. Numbers aside, quality counts. I can't wait to do a triple. We'll do a show together. We'll get you on with Rudy, and we'll do it. We'll definitely do a expose on your channel. See if we can get you a few more subs, man. You seem like a cool guy. If you're driving our friend,
Glenn's the man. He teaches you how to beat the court system, how to make the law right, and all sorts of how to be your sovereign citizen.
Oh my gosh, you're a sovereign citizen teacher, bro. We're glad to know you.
Yes.
Dude,
he's a legend, this guy.
You're gonna help us fight against the Uniform Commercial Code. I love this guy. Glenn.
Hey, everyone, be excited. Be excited on this live stream. If he gets pulled over,
I'm going with Glenn to do a few days on the strip. So hey, it's a good time.
What's Glenn's YouTube channel?
Sovereign Living. Sovereign Living.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
All right, free promotion.
There's other people that use that name. Mine was the first. I got 40,000 subscribers, and it's got the scales of justice as a logo.
Are you a Libra sun, sir?
Sorry?
Are you a Libra sun?
A Libra sun?
Yeah.
What's your astrology?
Actually, I'm a Virgo.
Oh, well,
really?
Close enough. Right next to Libra. So you probably got Mercury in Libra, I bet. I would imagine.
Virgos are all about perfection.
It's early September.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to watch your videos, and then we're going to do a video together, and you're going to talk to us about sovereign living sometime. Super glad to make your acquaintance.
So with this abundant banana you have, Bernard, everything that day was. Can you do a fade? Can you just fade the banana on top of the chart?
I wish they had Ken Burns effects for StreamYard. They need that.
We got to get more cinematic here. At any rate, everything, especially the moon, that day was going to square Pluto, okay, in your chart when you were born, as well as the sun, not that day, but within, a week was going to square Pluto, and Mars within, a week and a half, something like that. So it's like all this abundant banana energy is all like leading to a lot of conflict, a lot of power struggles, a lot of like, you just want to give love, but you obviously get a lot of like chaos coming from it, right?
I love how accurate the astrology charts always are.
Yeah, they always are. the astrologers aren't always accurate, but the charts are. It's pretty subjective to find what you're looking for. But we got a lot of clues from Andreas right off the bat. So, that's part of it too, right? It's like finding out, there's so many ways this could play out. This could be the chart of, I don't know, someone very different, and they're just using that energy in a completely different domain.
It's true. I think I was going to say this. I want to say this more often to you, Bernie. I feel like some people that you rub the wrong way just don't know that you're the absolute best you could possibly be with this energy. Like my dad's a Cancer.
It's the crab in me. It's the crab in me, and that's why I have my split personalities of Bert and Ernie, but also Oscar the Grouch in the middle, right? It's that crab.
You're a metaphysical Muppet. That's the nicest way to put it. But at the same time, some people don't know like how, like, if you just get underneath the pinchers and the shell, how full of love you are. You're so full of love, I just wanted to just make sure people recognize that more.
Well, I see it. I think it just like shines off the screen because you're a Leo ascendant, right?
And that Gemini Venus thing is kind of
Venus.
trickery.
Yeah, for sure. So, but with that Leo ascendant, and like, is that Mercury right on your? Oh, your Mercury rising. So that makes you way more Gemini than you would be just with like your Venus and Gemini. So you're extremely mercurial. Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite notice that at first.
It makes sense because a lot of the time he'll do a stream, he'll have literally Bert and Ernie as another character, but it's two characters. It's like I think Libras are really like trying on my soul in a way that Geminis are soothing. So I appreciate it. Actually, it's like he's not eccentric; he's heterodox. He's like Pac-Man on either end.
Got them in the trunk right now, so sadly I can't bring them out. But otherwise, they'd be on the.
Wait, you have bodies in your trunk and you're in Nevada? Oh my God. It's a good thing you have a sovereign citizen teacher to help you.
Wow. And you also have Uranus opposing your Venus. Yeah, your chart has so many signatures of this abundant banana energy. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Yeah, so you had Jupiter like just setting in Aquarius, eh? And then Mercury, right? So you have like a Mercury Jupiter opposition, and like connections between Mercury and Jupiter tend to relate to humor, like elements of humor. Oh, okay. It's people helping other people out. I honestly feel like we have enough people queued that we might not get to like new people coming in, but we'll see what happens. Some people drop out, they get bored.
You're so scared of Uranus energy. Just go with it. All right.
Well, I'm in my Uranus opposition, and like it's like right on my Uranus grinding it.
Because that's not me. I'm not a banana up Uranus energy.
Well, is there an aspect there? It's not really aspected. Yeah. But yeah. Well, do you have any questions for like what's going on here, or what's going on in your life? You were asking about, are you going to get lucky in Vegas? I'm assuming at the slots, at the tables. What's
the slots or the slots? Either or. I'll take both.
I see. Yeah. Also, check that out, eh? You've got Jupiter and Venus trined. Like there's an element of luck there, and an element of ease and getting what you want. But it's got to be like the eccentric thing, the weird thing, the thing that doesn't work with society, because Uranus is opposing your Venus. It always has to be like not quite socially acceptable.
That's the definition of Bernie.
That's the definition of Bernie. So where's Jupiter right now? What's it doing for you? It's in Cancer, right in the middle of Cancer. So yeah, Jupiter's about to come hit all your stuff, man. I'm gonna just pop out of here for 1 second. I'm gonna look at
the question then is, do I put it into red energy or do I put it into black energy? If I'm betting it all on one, what color do I go?
Well, I would go amber because of all your Cancer stuff, but
God, that's the name of my ex. Why'd you have to go there?
Oh man, yeah, like in May and June, man, you're gonna have Jupiter conjunct everything in your chart. That's gonna be really interesting for you, like your moon, your sun, your Mars.
I'm back in Canada.
Yeah, that's a whole new cycle for your inner world, for your home life, for your creative life, and for your Martian energy. Like going out in the world doing things.
That resonates with me.
Yeah, it's a good time to start stuff for you. It's going to be a good time to start stuff for you. Right now, like Jupiter in your 11th house, it's a good time to meet new people. It's a good time to make new friends. You know, that's where you're
Shout
at. Right
out to my new friends.
There you go. Great. Also, the 11th house is like social media and like audiences and such. So yeah, it's a great time. Like, do you have a channel, right? I guess.
Yes, sir. Crypto Alchemist. I am the Crypto Alchemist. I do alchemy and electrochemistry and look into alternative history.
Oh, neat. Yeah. Yeah. So this has probably been a good year for you, eh? Like you've gained a lot of new subscribers and stuff.
Well, I'm trying to break the algorithm. They have me shadow banned, but I have gotten 120,000 views in the last 28 days. So that's pretty good. Just got over 1 million views on my channel. Stoked on that.
Very good. Yeah. 1 second. I'll just do this. So how long are you in Vegas for?
Up to a month, potentially. I'm staying with an amazing gentleman by the name of Steve Ellswick. I have to shout out Tesla Tech. He's the owner of Tesla Tech Conference. As a presenter last year, I'm going to be a presenter again this year. And he just moved into a new place with his partner, Michelle, and they're getting set up. But they're a little bit elderly, so I'm out here helping them get situated and helping him move in and get his online business up and going again and organized for this summer's conference. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be in Nevada here for a few weeks at least.
Nice. It's probably not going to be a good month for you for gambling. I would
well, good thing I don't gamble, and I'm going to California for another month after that. So
all right, sounds good. Do you have any other questions about what's going on with you?
No, that's perfect. I love it. And so if I do gamble, put it on red, but probably shouldn't gamble at all. And that goes with my main ethos in life. So thank you.
Don't put it on red. I never said that. I said amber.
I said amber. Okay, well, what's amber? I guess it's yellow. What's amber? Like fire?
It's sort of yellow. Yeah, it's sort of yellow-orange. But like Saturn is about to move into Aries, so there's going to be a restrictive and reserved energy. Saturn is not a gambler, so don't go red. Don't go red.
Okay.
Red and black, I'd go black.
Don't gamble and pay off my ex Amber that I owe a couple $100 to. Got it?
Yes, do that. Please repay your debts.
I do. So there you go. You just proved it, reaffirmed it, right there.
Jupiter will be
Amber, I'm sending you money as soon as I get it, dear. All right.
Gloriously based.
All right, great. You want to bring someone else up, Andreas?
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you and appreciate that, and have a blessed day.
Dude, love you, bro. Let's do another show soon. We're gonna do a show soon. I keep saying it, but we are gonna do a show soon.
Well,
okay.
I'm on your show now, but let's do a full show, and I'm just gonna call you at the middle of the night until you pick up, and we do it. So.
All right.
Oh, is that how we have to do it? Is that how I can elect an episode and we do it on my election? I just have to keep bugging?
I just moved. It's true. That is how you do it, and that's why I moved to another country. So the middle of your night is my day, and it works out.
Exactly. Right. So during my night, and I'm nocturnal, so it'll work out. All right. Much love. Thanks for having me. Let you get to the next guest.
And God bless you, and God bless Glenn. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out. All right. So I think Winslow is next. Winslow, gosh, bro, I miss you. How are you?
Dark Forest has entered the frame.
Dude.
Oh, honestly, I'm so jealous of people who have the sun right now. Oh my goodness.
Winslow is like an astro poker player. He knows what's up. I'm just gonna let you know that. Let me wait.
This so why wasn't he helping out our? Oh, I said he doesn't gamble. He misled us, the last guy.
Wait, this can't be right. Is this your chart? Really? Really?
Hey, your mic is off, Winslow.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you, Andres. It's been a while. Yeah, that's definitely my chart. I don't know if there's anyone on the planet that's got more Aquarius than me. So
the kids being born right now are pretty close.
Okay.
You got some Crystal Warrior vibes. Amazing.
This is a crazy month for you then, because there's a stellium in Aquarius, and you were born with a stellium in Aquarius with ascendant, right? Like you also had the ascendant there. That's crazy. Are you going through a crazy month? What's going on?
I've picked up a lot of response. It's been interesting. Dropped the ball on a few things, and this month I'm feeling like It's going to come together though. So
It's good.
yeah,
It's good.
it's been crazy in the amount of things I've been doing. Yeah, definitely.
Because you've also got Pluto. On your ascendant.
Oh my god.
That's my fault.
Feedback. Can we get it to
No,
feedback?
it's I fixed it, I think. Is it better now? I hear like a lot of mic background noise. I'm gonna hit your reduce mic background noise button here. Oh, now it's all silent. But okay. Whatever. Trey, can you whatever. We'll go back and forth. You can unmute it to push to talk. That's how we'll do it. Sure.
So you're about to have Pluto on your ascendant, which can be a completely like identity redefining moment in your life. So like where are you at with who you are?
Fizzle Fritz says that he just picked up a mustache, which is kind of tragic. Hey, we all have mustaches here. Yeah, it's unfair.
I haven't shaved in 2 days, but that's a good question. I'm doing a lot of civic engagement. I've also learned to code, so I've picked up a couple different opportunities to create some coding projects, specifically around like social services and stuff like that.
This is one of the few people that I think of as smart. You know what I mean? Like, I really like Winslow. He's also stable in the sense that he's married, and he's a VC in the sense that he's an innovator and an alchemist. You know, like when we talk about things, there are things I haven't always thought of yet. I don't say that about many people.
Yeah, well, Aquarius is very intelligent energy, right? And it's really the only fixed sign that Mercury has much dignity in. Like Mercury does well in Aquarius, where it generally doesn't like fixity. So Aquarian individuals, especially Mercury in Aquarius, which is Andreas as well, are people who can really amass a lot of data and really keep it organized. You know, aside from the sort of modern ideas that Aquarius is Uranus ruled, it's got a connection to Uranus in that it's about new ideas and it's about new things, but it's very structured and orderly. And especially because you have Saturn there, except you have Saturn in the anaretic degree, 57 minutes of 29. Like it's ready to go into Pisces. It's like, oh, I'm so fed up of structuring the future. I just want to get back into something mystical. And so the only thing you can do with this amount of Aquarius energy to get mystical is alchemy, like the most rigid scientific version of it. It's great. It's great. Can you unmute yourself? I want to hear from Winslow.
Yeah, that's cool. Alchemy is very interesting in the physical sense and the theoretical sense. Really, like anything is technically possible under certain conditions. I find relativity interesting. I got this book right here, Gravitation. And I got plenty of time to fully understand it. It's basically all of Einstein's work on general and special relativity. And according to research, humans are the best at math in their 50s. So it's never a better time to start than now.
Cool.
Got plenty of time,
Very cool. What do you do for a career?
Right now, I'm a community organizer, and as well, I'm a software engineer. I work for a few different nonprofits. I'm also chairman of a board. Yeah, I've got a lot on my plate right now, but I like to build things. I really like to make things that don't exist. Up until, I guess recently with AI innovations, coding has kind of been...
We get it. You're an Aquarius stellium. Okay, building communities, blah, blah. AI. That's crazy. That's so literal. It's out of control. It's out of control. But how do you manage this T-square you have with like Pluto right on your midheaven, squaring your Mercury and Saturn opposed by your moon? Like, do you feel inwardly, do you feel the conflict of trying to build something in a society that's completely tyrannical and like ruled by a dark archon? Like how do you inwardly keep going and doing this work in the world, trying to make your community better when there's so much conflict in getting anything done?
100%, definitely. Even if you're doing the right thing that people understand to be right in the moment, you can be, pushed away. A lot of information on like COVID. I was first on sharing some of this information. Later on, they had to apologize about a lot of it for like shadow banning people, especially Facebook. But you said something. You said T-square between Mercury and Pluto, and it brings me to a personal theory I have on our solar system and how I believe that this reality is a perfect reality in the sense of there is no multiverse. This reality is the average of all possible realities in the sense of like anything. You take the two sides of astrophysics, the side that believes in the multiverse theory doesn't even have a Nobel Peace Prize. That side includes Stephen Hawking, among many other very intelligent people. But going back to the solar system, so I believe the solar system is a representation of the past, the present, and the future. Haven't really fleshed it out too much, but like Earth is present. And if you look at Mercury and Pluto, they are almost identically the same size. So like Mercury would be like the formation of the core that is the Earth. Venus would be the formation of the atmosphere. And then, that's the past. And then Earth is the present. Then looking into the future, Mars would be like, possibly there's like a cataclysmic event that, the Earth loses its magnetosphere, loses its atmosphere, and then turns into Mars, and then so on. And so
which would then be the asteroid belt. So after this cataclysm in Mars, you get the asteroid belt.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess Mars doesn't have a moon as big as ours, so maybe I don't know. It's just a wild theory.
No, it's interesting. I'm always interested to hear because I think our reality is entirely fractal, and I do believe in the multiverse. By the way, I'm pretty sure I shifted realities at one point consciously. At any rate, because there are theories in that basically in between Mars and Jupiter there was a planet that got destroyed, right? And that's the asteroid belt, right? So it sort of meets that way. And in some esoteric traditions, it's called Phaeton. And you can look at the mythology of Phaeton to look at what the asteroid belt is. I have an article about that on my blog if anyone wants to read it, digging into that.
How do you spell Phaeton?
The asteroid belt, yeah, like in some esoteric. So and then people get deep into like the asteroids, right? It's the specific names of each asteroid has these synchronistic resonances.
Is it 3200 Phaeton? Is this it?
No, I'm just talking about the asteroid belt in general. Like there's so many, they're all getting named. Like there's a Zappa asteroid, there's a Elizabeth Fraser asteroid, and you can look at like it's just random how they're getting named. But then you can look at synchronistically if those musicians mean something to you. Then it comes up in your chart, like in the angles and stuff. It's crazy.
Phaeton is the son of Oceanid and the sun god Helios. Interesting.
Yeah, and he steals his dad's chariot and then crashes and burns.
Dude, it's like that movie.
But it's Jupiter that hurls the lightning bolt that destroys the chariot because he's becoming too dangerous. He's going to crash into the Earth. So he destroys him. And what's right outside the asteroid belt is Jupiter. Okay. And if you ascribe to like a sort of electric universe theory, then and like Jupiter is one of the most potent planets in our solar system, like you can start to come to some type of idea of how this mythology has to do with actually like electromagnetically Jupiter destroying the planet somehow. And what's interesting about that is the squares and oppositions and conjunctions, which is what we look at in astrology, do actually create sunspots as the outer planets come together with electromagnetically in the exact same patterns that we look at astrologically as difficult patterns. It actually that's where the resonance between the planets start to do things with the sun. So
what's that movie with the kid who does that? Oh my god, I'm trying to remember now. There's like a movie with the young Indiana Jones actor. He steals his dad's car, it's a fancy red car, and then he finds out that is it the young flamingo kid? The flamingo kid?
This just turned into a Sink Tank episode.
All right. I'll save it till I can remember what's going on.
Was that what you wanted to say about your theory, or did you have more, Winslow?
Yeah, it was just you said the T-square between Mercury and Pluto, and just something I wanted to share there. If you could tell me.
How does the T-square relate to your theory? That's what I didn't quite get to. Can you pop it back up?
Oh, I don't think I necessarily thought it related to it. It's just when you said that, it brought into my mind an old thought, and I wanted to share it. But,
right.
Tell me about the amount of Aquarius I have, because I find that very fascinating. Whenever I look at other people's charts, I'm like, wow, I'm very Aquarius. Is there a more Aquarius person on the planet than me? I don't know. I would like to know that answer.
I used to think I was, and then I realized how freaking Pisces I can be.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, every single show we book is one time, and then suddenly it's another time. Yeah, that doesn't feel like Saturn ruled to me, but maybe that's just me.
Because fuck Kronos.
He eats kids, literally.
Seriously.
Winslow doesn't eat kids, though. He's an Aquarius. This is the future for Kronos. Kronos has reformed. You want to talk about how much Aquarius you have? Yeah, it's crazy. You've got like Mars, Venus, all with the sun, hidden under the sun. We can't see Mars or Venus, and Venus has already met Mars, but Venus would have met Mars in Capricorn. So, like, again, like this time period is so similar to you because Venus, Mars, and Mercury all met in Capricorn last month. They all did this triple conjunction, and now they're all moving through Pluto. So the only difference is you don't have Pluto there, but you have it there via transits. So, like you're having this recurrence transit, and then, oh man, yeah, it's crazy. And the stellium all happening there, except we're swapping out Saturn for Pluto. And in your chart, Saturn and Pluto have this difficult a relationship. And I mean, they're both angular. So not only do you have Saturn angular as part of your core identity and how you present yourself. So you present yourself as very studious. You're not like animated. You're very like rigid, and you're just talking about ideas, and you're not going to let your emotions show. That's all hidden. Except you got your moon in Leo in the 7th house opposing, Saturn. So like, okay, so you've got Mercury conjunct Saturn, which is me. It can be like a lot of kids who have like a Mercury Saturn. It's like you probably didn't talk much in school. You probably were very shy. You had a hard time putting yourself out there. But as you grow, like it's funny because you also said people in their 50s are the best at math. And so that's why I'm learning math now. Well, this is the most Mercury Saturn thing you could possibly have said, especially in Aquarius, which is that like anything with Saturn gets better over time, because Saturn is this energy of like hibernation and the energy of the root, which is like putting this energy down and slowly growing it over time. Okay. So for you, yeah, like your life is just, your intelligence and your ability to do things is going to get better over time. Right. But it's all opposed to the moon. So it's like, like you get hurt by, people not giving you the response you need. Right. Because you put out this like very scientific energy, but it's also because it's Aquarius, and you've got you're also born under the Uranus-Neptune conjunction. You're part of that, the X-Files generation. So, you're trying to do these weird mystical scientific things, like alchemy is perfect. Man, you have such an alchemical chart. It's crazy. I see alchemy all over it. That's why. But then you've got this T-square. So it's like you're trying to do these weird things that to you are so brilliant and make so much sense, but no one else sees it. And you're not getting that response from people. And because you're a Leo moon, you're very warm. You're actually a very warm human being, but that's only for people close to you, and that's only in your home where you feel safe, And especially because you've learned over your life that nobody's like thinking on your level, and nobody's really able to get into what you're doing.
Freaking meatbags who call themselves human beings. Sorry.
He's a human inside. He's like an honorary Cancer. It's like similar to the energy we're talking about. Your chart itself kind of, and it's funny because you have a lot of fortune in Cancer too, right? Yeah, that's so cool. And so in terms of like your life right now, because you're Saturn ruled, so Saturn is like going into a rough spot over the next few years. Like this isn't a great period of time for you in terms of what you're doing in the world, in terms of reception, in terms of like doing Aquarian, Saturn things. Just especially because Pluto's going to be there for like 20 years, right? Pluto's going to hit everything in your chart. Like this is like, for you, this is a time of completely redefining yourself and what you're doing in the world. Like it's in, you know, if you look at this stellium, it's already done with Mars. So it's already over the past few years had its conjunction to your Mars, which rules your third house of like ideas. So you're like learning math. Math is a very third house thing. You know, it's facts. Although you're going, because you're Aquarius, you're going theoretical math and all this stuff. It's like I hope my son doesn't come home from work during the stream. If he hears me talking about Einstein, he's gonna go off, bro. I can't handle it. Like I can't handle it. He's gonna be so angry. It's gonna be a fight. He's also Aquarius ascendant, by the way. But and then, but Jupiter is like going to move into your 7th house this summer. You know, it's been in your 6th house of like work and could be like illness or whatever. But Jupiter there probably isn't going to cause illness, obviously. But then you're gonna, yeah, like it's a good time to meet other people and be received coming up next year, right? But over the course of the next like while, I mean, it's all could be a lot of like hidden stuff. Like, I mean, if you were doing shadow work, this is the time to do shadow work. Pluto's going to hit everything, bring up all these deep buried things and, you know, assess how you view reality and how you view yourself. Yeah, I mean, you're asking me about, I'm going off on tangents here because it's an interesting chart, but you're asking me about all this Aquarius energy. Well, I mean, you're living it. I mean, what do you need to know? You're studying math and working and hope, like, how, like, okay, how old are you? You're like in your 20s.
He's way
30s?
younger than you'd believe. Isn't it crazy?
I see the chart, so I know how young he is. Are you even 30 yet? No, eh?
I just turned 32 a couple days ago.
How friggin' like Saturn ruled is it that he's like in my 50s? Like he's like studying math now, so he can be a mathematician in his 50s. But
you gotta be ready for Kabbalah. What do you want?
But yeah, oh yeah, that's right. But look at the astrology of what's happening to your chart. If you're working forward to your 50s, that's what the astrology is demanding of you anyways. And Saturn is moving down towards your IC. So this is the time to learn. This is the time to build new skills and not think you're going to get any results for any time soon. You know what I mean? You're looking towards a decade further and even further than that. It's amazing. You're living it. You're doing the right thing. So, and I mean, if you're married and you're able to make that work, like, you're already doing it. You know, what are you talking to me for? You're already living your best life. Where's your problems at?
Giant just said, "No one will eat you. You aren't a kid." Ouch.
I guess maybe some problems would arise in the sense of overestimating what can be done in a day, overestimating, you know, the response that you know, you see something to be true, and you will follow it through to fruition, but convincing other people to get on board and not, you know, in your eyes, waste a bunch of time.
Right, and to calculate sleep. That's always the hard. That's my Aquarian urge to like delete the sleep quote and be like, we could just keep doing this for like 7 days at least, and you know.
Let's do an Uberman schedule one of these years, Andreas. We'll hold each other to it.
I mean, bro.
But also problem is I used to doubt myself a lot. When I was actually like full on reading, like I said, like you said, theoretical math is more interesting to me than actual like the hard like calculus and all that. But when I was like in this full on Aquarius journey where I got my weight down. I'm like 6'3", and I got my weight down to like 150 pounds. I was like Nikola Tesla thin. And I was reading this book, and it was really mystical, but there was just something that felt so off, and going through the work that Einstein has did, and I was like, there's just something wrong with this, and I'd share it with some of my math friends, and they're like, you're insane, Einstein is a genius, and then you know, I just like dropped it. I full on dropped that interest of mine for a couple of years because I was like, okay, these people are very smart. I should listen to what they're saying. And then, you know, come to however long ago, there's people proving Einstein's work to be false. It was like, wow, I was onto something, and I should have followed through. And
Yeah, Einstein's kind of a cuck, but it's like you got to read it to know. And anyway, his girlfriend was kind of cool, and he had definitely access to other people's ideas that were great. Have you read much Lemaire yet? I would say, let me just, a couple of things I have to say really quickly. For one, the movie I was talking about was called A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon, which has River Phoenix in it before he died, and has Matthew Perry in it before he died, and is totally the story of Phaeton, right? It's exactly the same story. He takes his dad's car, he races it around, he finds out that his father's in it kind of, well, I don't want to ruin it for you. I think it's actually an important movie to watch. Okay.
Cool.
What was the other thing I wanted to say? I totally forgot now. I'm sorry.
Well, you brought up the theory that like Einstein just stole his girlfriend's ideas because she wouldn't be able to get them published.
Oh,
anyway.
no, yeah. Actually, well, that's true too. But no, I mean, screw her. I meant George Lemaire. So Lemaire was the Jesuit Belgian Catholic priest who invented the Big Bang Theory, right? So we think of the Hubbard-Lemaire law, right? The observational Hubbard-Lemaire law, which is the observational physical cosmology that galaxies are moving away from this Earth. He invented all of that. I mean,
it was a priest that invented the Big Bang Theory?
No shit,
Troy would have a lot to say about that.
I mean, yeah.
It just had to be a big explosion. I don't know what. Like, I just feel it inside me. I need to explode.
You know what?
But also because it's a Jewish idea that the Big Bang, in the beginning, God's create out of the nothing, he fashioned. But we've taken created from fashioned, which is wrong. It's not a Jewish word that they created out of nothing. It's actually that everything out of the unfinished, the primordial parts were fashioned together by God.
Hold on a second, Andreas. It's very interesting you use the word fashion. A little personal anecdotal note. I used to be a professional model, but Hermes, I feel like, is really like the embodiment of an air sign. And I think that, a lot of people mistake us Aquariuses as a water sign, but we're an air sign.
Totally. Right. It's annoying. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a Pisces, but only by 2 minutes. I'm right on that cusp. So I can go back and forth. But it's
that the funny mixture of that is that like the constellation Aquarius is mostly in Pisces now too. So like it's also that mix of air and water coming again.
We're all Ophiuchsed up.
Also, because what's fascinating about that is that the water bearer is pouring his jug out into the mouth of Pisces Astrinus, which is Fomalhaut. Fomalhaut is the mouth of the fish, which is like the most mystical star in the sky.
It's like that meme with the girls drinking milk, for sure. But yeah, here you can see the day it happened, not really the same day, but Einstein ends up meeting up. And what Einstein was a popularist, and I have no problem with popularists. Half of YouTube, actually 99% of YouTube, are just popularizing ideas that exist. And if you can fashion together ideas in a way that sell, that's actually great because it helps the world advance by accumulating and integrating those ideas, right? The thing about Einstein was he was trying to come up with a way to be kind of unique and special. So he took Lemaire's ideas and he originally removed the creator aspect and said, out of nothing comes something. But he could never prove it, and eventually he renounced it, and he just went back to Lemaire's theory. The other thing Lemaire did was, actually, I want to find the picture to show you this. He came up with E equals MC squared. I want to see if I can just show it to you. Here, I think
glossed over a really important thing, the something from nothing.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something if you want to leave me. Okay, I think it's like right here. You can actually see on the wall behind him. Right there. You can see M. You can start to see E equals MC squared. He actually was like, it's written kind of sideways there, but Einstein stole E equals MC squared from Lemaire. And if you watch Quantum Leap, first season of Quantum Leap is all about Lemaire. So I would say there's just so many reasons to watch The Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon. Okay.
2020 is the year that we create the fashion line, right? Right, Andreas?
Dude, and the robots that make the fashion line for Metropolis. We need to make, I think so.
Can you pop his chart up again?
This guy.
It's funny. So you were a fashion model, and I find that interesting because really, like, especially in the 90s, I don't know where it's at now, but I remember like all the like model stuff I saw back then was like very Aquarian. It would be like these very like stern faces, Saturn faces, but something quirky and weird about it. It was very Aquarius. So it makes sense to me. Like the modeling world I can't speak to today, but certainly for a while there seemed very much Aquarian to me. Extremely Aquarian.
It definitely wasn't the right industry for me. Talking about makeup and Kardashians just wasn't fulfilling enough.
Can I just stand here and look? Also, like one of the most important things that happens in astrology and mundane astrology is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And in 2020, on the winter solstice of 2020, it's insane. We had, the beginning of the age of air for good, right on your Mars. So this 20-year cycle is all about what you want to do in the world. And Mars rules your midheaven, which is your work. You know where Pluto is. And they had all just met Pluto at the end of Capricorn before that conjunction happened. I mean, you can look at the astrology and look at your chart and be like, you have important things to do in your life. It's not, it now is just building. You're just like working towards these ideas and these theories, and like, it's, so man, you're living your chart. You're doing it. I got nothing to tell you.
One of the best birthdays I had was GameStop. It happened on my birthday.
Oh yeah,
that was so much fun.
And you'd invested in it already?
Little bit, but it was more fun that like there's I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing or just like being mystical, but when you actually fully tap into that reality where like you being someone wherever you are has an effect on all of the reality around you, and really playing into that, and like I guess being an alchemist, a reality alchemist, or there's definitely a better term for that, but like manipulating the reality around you and doing things, I guess, for a good cause or just for fun, or just if it's a powerful feeling. I think I really enjoy watching reality be shaped around your own personal vision of it, or your own experience of it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody was bringing up Epstein. Einstein. Ouch. My bad. That was a good Freudian slip. Einstein wore high heels, was into transvestitism. You've seen him, like, he likes to think in high heels and things like that. Interesting guy. But someone was saying that it was Einstein's birthday today, which is not true, by the way. No, it's not. No. Yeah, his birthday, he's a Pisces, and late Pisces. He's actually born like in March or something. So it's completely off. But whose birthday is today is Gaspar Schott, right? This was Gaspar Schott. He was also a Jesuit. He was also a mathematician and a physicist. He was died 1666, Fire of London era, but he was born 1608, just before the Libertine period. And he wrote amazing books on magic and mathematics. I highly recommend looking into Gaspar Schott's work. You would love some of the stuff he's...
And like being born in the middle of any fixed sign, especially Aquarius, really implies like a staying power, doing something that matters going on into the future.
Hydraulic and mechanical instruments, chronometric marvels, universal joint, gear teeth, all sorts of crazy, actual practical inventions.
That's like some Walter Russell, Keeley type.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and Organum Mathematicum. He did amazing things that at this point, I think it's interesting that he had to understand these things without access to Eastern math. And then he did incredible works in optics as well, and acoustics. I think, his Magi book is definitely still worth reading 400 years later, right?
I want to share with you. So I guess I was born in Sonora, and there's the whole Sonora and Aero Club.
Really? Nibza boy, eh?
The airships, all that. But I really want, tying that into why I'm studying numbers, why I was never, good at, I never thought I was good at math when I was younger. Maybe just my priorities weren't aligned. But now I find it very interesting. And some of the things that led me to that are like, my birth numbers. So I was born on January 28th. It's like there's like this term called the great dices. I forget. It's like the musical note that defines like the beginning and the end of reality. It's like 125, 128. I can share a link with that. But where I was born is exactly 128 miles from where I live. You know, and then you look at the road. I live in San Francisco, by the way. So you look at the roads in San Francisco. You got Highway 1, and then you go, you know, a little bit farther east, and you have 280. So 128. There's 80, and then the mirror image of 28 is 82, and that number is, I find that number like very egocentric or shadow work, whatever you want to call it. But there's like 82 bus lines in San Francisco. The number 28 bus goes over the Golden Gate Bridge, which is Highway 1. And then, you know, the trolleys, which San Francisco is famous for, were built on my birthday. So,
wow.
Numbers very interesting.
I got something to add for that. So what you're saying 125, 128, right? Frank Zappa famously was obsessed with doing these two chords. So instead of using a third, using 135, which is a normal chord, he would use 125. Okay, he was obsessed with that. And 128 winds up being just 1, 2, and the octave, right? So it's just 1 and 8 are the same number, right? And like I was friends with Ed Mann online for years, this percussionist, and he told me that because there's all these theories about, you know, Frank Zappa was one of the biggest parts of like Dave McGowan's Laurel Canyon stuff. But his father was a chemist for the military, right? And he grew up on military bases. And Ed Mann told me that it was his father, who was a chemist, right, who told him that certain numbers were extremely powerful. And that's the reason why Frank Zappa used 125 chords. So this is just to add some like crazy history into what you're talking about here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I know we got other people to check. Is there anything else you wanted to ask before we jump?
I would definitely like to open up a conversation about mysticism, occult, all of the above, science, conspiracy theories. You know, what's going on in professional life, what's going on in personal life, but for another show.
I'm gonna say, like, it's been way too long, bro. We're gonna do a show together soon.
It has not been. Don't tell an Aquarius stellium it's been too long.
It has been.
It has been. It's been the perfect amount of time, and it's been brewing for 30 years. Okay?
It could be both. It's quantum states. But yeah, Winslow, bro, I love you. I'm glad to see you. Let's do it again soon. Sooner than last time. All right, peace.
Yes. Thank you, Noah.
Great.
All right, so I think we're up to Master 5.
I love the dichotomy between the first two people in the show. That's incredible. Watching the just them back to back is amazing.
From water to air. All right, and then Master 5. Can you hear me? Are you there?
Oh,
hey, bro, what's up?
Yo, sorry, I was playing a game while I was listening to you guys.
No, that's excellent.
And
right, so
I saw that there was another dude named 5 in here, so I thought you were talking to him.
Isn't that a trip? Hey, let's just really quickly. Yeah. Are you here, Mr. 5? Mr. 5 is actually. I just want to say you're the other 5. There's literally this was our earlier 5 spelled with a 5, kind of, you know what I mean? And you're number 5, which is, and you're, dude, the bull horns right behind your head right now is iconic. Are you kidding me? That is epic. All right. Sorry, we'll come back to you. I just want to say hi because it's like being a 5. But yeah. All right. First number 5. And then we have a hidden birth chart. This is your secret birth chart.
I actually I put in the very last thing that I wrote because I was asking somebody in chat, like, hey, like, does it matter whether or not we do it with it hidden or not? And they're like, well, somebody can just look at your chart and find out anyway. So I was like, okay. So I did
women
a link
can.
Yeah, so who cares, right? So my most recent link, it has just the information, and so you might as well use it if you want.
Cool. Wait, would you rather? I mean, I would like to see Noah going on this based on
what he would like to do.
Oh, he wanted to have the whole thing?
If he does, it's up to him.
Okay, cool. All right, I have it open just in case. But yeah, whatever. Cool. Thanks. I think he's probably gone to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Let's say hi to Sith Lord then. Sith Lord, you there?
Yeah,
Can you
how's the
see us?
weather where you're at?
Yo.
Sorry, I felt like introducing you while we were waiting for Noah to come back. What's up?
What's up? What's going on?
So you're an F chatter, right? You're like, I've seen you in the F chat. Like you're a major part of that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I do my part there in F chat, kind of putting it together and all that fun stuff. And me and Tawny are always just going at it, trying to build the next thing for that,
Dude, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I know it's funny to say, but there's no tool I have a better time of having the privilege of using right now. Actually, F-Chat's super fire. I'm gonna quickly show people again, just because I feel like I need to like hype it more often. But
yeah.
Dude, F-Chat is the most practical, most beautiful, most convenient chat tool that is on the internet right now. It's super great. It's really a human-centric platform. There are tools for like bots. This is not one of them. Everything feels very organic here. And that's a flavor that you go for. Honestly, if you feel like you want to share anything, that's why we use the F-Chat for xirtus. I mean, right now, if you're at F-Chat, I asked them at one point if they could figure out how to have like the stream work. Boom, they got the stream working, so you could actually like watch the video in the F-Chat on your phone. You could just be watching it right there. And people are posting whatever they feel like they can't say on the YouTube videos. You can have that conversation on the F-Chat. It's basically the perfect place to have kind of a freedom of speech. It's like a good spot. It's not like really trashy. It's just sort of like, whatever you want to say. That's great.
Friendly space. It's a friendly space.
It's a friendly space.
You're such a like. It's awesome that you became a part of F-Chat too, because that is this is kind of like the goal is we have creators come on and we don't try to there's kind of things that what do you call it, like the centrifuge, when you're trying to become a creator for these platforms. So we're trying to get away from all that, break out of that. So it's like, disrupt that system, because you look at Twitch, YouTube, all those platforms out there, even X, because totally. You look at Nick Fuentes having trouble getting on X and everything like that. He can't get a check mark. So I mean, we're trying to disrupt all that pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it's been really useful for me, and I feel like everyone here, we wouldn't really be able to do this kind of show where we can have call-ins and everything and have people come in if it weren't for F-Chat. So just thank you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Cool.
All right, we're gonna do your sign a bit, but now we have 5. I just want to introduce you. Well, Noah, take over. See you in a minute. Peace.
I like he was looking back.
Dude, Uranus energy is weird, bro. Right? Didn't it completely change?
Heavy right now. It's heavy, and it's finishing up on the Taurus, man. It's finishing up its duties in Taurus. Things get crazy. Things are about to get crazy in this world.
All right, so we have the chart set up. I'm trying to get back to it.
Look at how you have to have Taurus energy in your chart. Look at this guy lounging on the screen.
All right, here's the chart he's pulled up. It's got a hidden birth chart. I have the reveal. It's up to you if you want to see it first or in a minute.
What do you mean? Whatever you prefer. If it makes the reading better somehow for you, if you have my information on it, it's
no,
totally
I don't
cool
need.
either
I don't
way.
need to see it. Of course, there's things I could do with it, but it's in the idea of a live streaming show where we're trying to do it in the moment. I don't get too deep, obviously. Wow,
okay.
Mars right on the descendant, in Gemini. Interesting.
And so I don't know much about astrology, other than passing fancy. So
right.
I may not always understand what you're saying. Please try and be gentle.
All right. Oh, hey, Andreas, can you zoom out a little bit?
But go raw, go hard, But
yeah. Can you zoom out just a little bit, just so I can see the bottom of the chart?
Yeah, there's all of the bottom.
Yeah.
Where to go?
I guess I don't need it. I kind of know what's going on down there. So you have just trying to get a sense.
It looks chaotic to me. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's like Chinese, you know, but
It's
it
not
looks
that
kind of chaotic.
It's not
Oh,
that
okay.
chaotic compared to a lot of charts. Okay, so your ascendant descendant axis, which is the eastern horizon and the western horizon, all right? So what's rising when you're born is the projective energy. It's the energy you put out into the world. And that's in Sagittarius, which is this like sign about philosophy and wisdom. And so you project out as Sag, and Sag is very optimistic. It's very much about and interestingly enough, it's ruled by Jupiter, and your Jupiter is in Leo, which is the sign of, you know, the kings and like the performer and look at me, right? So you have an accentuation on that energy, despite having a heck of a lot of Saturn energy. So it is interesting that you're like in hibernation. You're like the bear in hibernation. So it's not coming from Taurus, from all this Saturn energy, and you're on screen. You know, but so you go on APM frequently, or was this I just kind of popped in to the end of the stream?
I do recently. For a while I didn't, but right now I've been going hard in the paint.
In the pain.
Yeah, I've been going hard in the paint. I've got the entire room angry at me.
Why?
They just don't agree, and their disagreement really bothers them, I guess. I don't know, you know, like I'm like you said, I'm optimistic. And I think a lot of people don't like optimism. I don't know, like I could only speculate on what other people are thinking. But
so I wish I'd said this before you said that, because I already saw, because you have Mars setting on your descendant. Descendant is the opposite of the ascendant. It's the western horizons where energy comes into you. Having Mars on your descendant means can you bring the chart back up? What's going on here? Yeah, thanks. Having Mars on the descendant means that people are going to get angry at you a lot. I wish I'd said that before we got to it, because it's coded into your chart. You have an exact conjunction of Mars in your descendant. So it's like the energy you get from people is often angry energy, especially about ideas, because it's in Gemini. But because you're Sag rising, you're able to keep going out and being optimistic, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got Moon and
eternal. They call it the eternal optimist, right? And that's just kind of how I've learned to live over time.
Right. Now you have something really fast. Are you an artist in any way? Musician? Anything like that?
I am in my imagination, like pretty hardcore, but I don't do a lot of like concrete art.
Interesting. Okay. So you've got Venus on Femalhot, which we were just talking about with the last a little bit there abstractly. Venus is like exalted in Pisces, where, you know, so like Venus in Pisces has this capacity to really appreciate just about anything. Aesthetics are broad, you know, like it's not fine-tuned. It's like the whole of humanity, you know. It's like this like and aesthetics for you, art, anything like that. You have an ability to just really take it all in, you know. Probably when it comes to other humans, you're probably able to appreciate just about anyone, even though they're often, you know, giving you bad energy, because also it's really tightly squared Mars. So you're being out there and open and just like, hey man, this is just how I am, and I'm just open to all these things. And other people are, it's funny. See what you said exactly. People don't like optimism, and they get angry at you because you're optimistic. That's in that Mars Venus.
It's like, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm sorry that I tried to like, you know, suggest that you might be happy about something. Like, sorry. I don't know what to say to you, really. Like, I'm so sorry, but I also like, I am a smartass too about it. So, like, it's not like I don't deserve some of what I get, if that makes sense.
Right. You were born like 2 days after a lunar eclipse too, so like eclipses are probably pretty important in your life. Like, anytime there's an eclipse, probably like it shakes you up quite a bit.
What did you say about the eclipse, though?
Well, you were born about 2 days after a lunar eclipse.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. And that lunar eclipse would have been like right on Jupiter. So see that, if you really look at that and you take your chart into like a wide...
Dude, it's almost like I was spawned from the eclipse and then I made it out.
Yeah. And like eclipses are really heavy energy too, right? So you're coming out just at the end of eclipse season. Like there would have been a solar eclipse before that one. and then you were coming at the end of it, like the optimism coming out of the darkness.
Dude, you know what's crazy about that? It almost makes me wish that I was born during the eclipse or something, because one of my very favorite video games of all time is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and that takes place inside of Dracula's castle, inside of the eclipse in the future. Like like the way I see it in that game, it's like all of Dracula's castle exists within the eclipse at all times. It's really weird, but anyways, I love that so much.
So what it's tying all time to all other eclipses, or
yeah, basically is the way I see it. It's not really expressed outwardly in the game, but almost like it's like the multiverse, and like people are like approaching this castle, and it's alive. It's an entity, and so it's different for everybody that enters it.
I find it interesting you having Mars on your descendant in Gemini, okay, squaring your Venus. And so like video games are an art, and so they and it's a pastime. It's something that we do to enjoy ourselves, which is a Venusian activity, right? But it's squared Mars. And so like you being into video games where you're fighting people and it's a simulated violence is this Mars Venus square, and so you're able to live out your aggressions against it, like all this aggressive energy that comes into you, which I can see. You're not giving back to them. You're not going and fighting people out there. You're just like, why are you like this? But you can go play a video game and put that energy back. Like, oh, why was he so angry at me? Screw you.
Oh, totally. I get brutal when I play like Ninja Gaiden or something, dude. Like, yeah, I let it all out, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, Moon and Virgo, very analytical, very getting into like all, and in the ninth house of philosophy too, right? So very much getting into your own mind about what happened and thinking about the people's, what they said and what you could have said. So, I mean, it's definitely for when you're going on these podcasts and talking like on APM or whatever, talking about things. I mean, you're able to like really structure your thoughts beforehand really well before, and I mean, Mercury in Capricorn is a very cautious Mercury, and it's ruled by Saturn, which is in Capricorn, except it's with the North Lunar Node, Rahu, which is the head of the dragon. So you don't have pure Saturn energy, especially because you're born with that like Uranus-Neptune conjunction building too.
What exactly does Saturn energy entail? Like, I kind of feel like I think I have an idea of what it is, but what would you say?
Saturn is like, so that's the outermost visible planet to the naked eye, right? So throughout antiquity, when these astrological systems were being built, that's the end of the universe. So that's the boundaries and the barrier.
That's cool.
And it's the structure that we build society upon. It's authority, and it's not the king,
right? Like the black cube, right? Like it's it holds it together.
Yep. It's the bones. It's your bones in your body. Saturn is not visible energy. It's the root of a plant. Saturn rules the first 2 months after the winter solstice. Okay, it's the energy of a plant where it dies. Saturn is death too. It's all the leaves die. It looks like a dead thing, but it's because it sucks all the energy, all the sap. Everything goes down into the root where it can survive the winter. Bears are also Saturn. Hibernation.
Does it have anything to do with birth, or is it just the culmination of life?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like how you said it's like pulling towards death or whatever. Does it have anything to do with birth, or is it like
birth? Are you?
I don't know how to really put it. Birth. Yeah, birth, like life.
It's the opposite. It's the death, right? But every death
right.
is a
Okay.
Birth.
Yeah.
But it really it's the death. But to be fair, really the light is reborn at the winter solstice, which is where Saturn rules 2 months in a row. It's the only planet that rules 2 consecutive signs. And that's the energy of winter, when you're just stuck inside and like it's cold and it's dry and like, that's Saturn energy. Okay. But it's also
I get the
rebirth of the sun. Literally, we celebrate the birth of the sun right around the winter solstice, right after the winter solstice, because the sun now rises earlier every day. So it's the beginning of energy, but it's only a birth. Saturn is only a birth if you put the work and effort into it. If you really focused on something singularly and did everything you had to do, then you survived the winter. That's how it's birthed.
Ah, interesting.
And you have a ton of that energy. Like you have also a stellium in Capricorn, in your second house of like finances. Like, are you but Uranus and Neptune are destabilizing energies there. But and then so is Rahu. Okay, but you got Mercury there. Like, are you financially stable? Do you got enough money? Like, do you have a home?
Yeah, I'd say so. In a sense, I'm kind of just living right where it works.
Yeah. Right where it works. Yeah, because like Saturn is not abundant energy, right? It's like we're just gonna build
No.
up, and, we're gonna save it.
Yeah, it's pretty much just within my means or whatever kind of thing. But I'm definitely not a wealthy man.
No, and like your Saturn is very destabilized by Rahu being there. So like, whereas your chart without Rahu would be a much more productive, steady, stable, normal, like more mainstream person. But with Rahu, it really destabilizes Saturn. And there was just an eclipse right on Rahu, basically. Well, I think pretty close to Saturn and Rahu, although the eclipse. Yeah, it would have been right on it. Would have been right on it. Yeah, you had a fascinating eclipse. The solar eclipse before the lunar eclipse. It was 2 days, so like 2 weeks and a few days before you were born. Very heavy eclipse, heavy energy, but slightly destabilized. Like Saturn trying to do all the Saturn things, trying to build the structures and honor the ancestors and carry forward civilization. But it's just there's something that just wants more and more. And then you've got Jupiter.
Yeah, it kind of feels like everything I do is like somehow just enough and never enough for like more, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And with Jupiter being your ascendant ruler, it's opposed your sun. And so there's this conflict within you of, first off, like a mistrust of abundance. Like you probably deep down have like extravagance or anything that's above and beyond probably is like sort of distasteful to you. And yet, you're struggling with how much is enough, how much is too much,
Yes, exactly. To be quite honest, like I am very conscious of like temptation, and that goes into it a lot.
Well, Venus in Pisces is very susceptible to temptation of all sorts, right? Like, because it's so wide open, so loving. So there's a conflict in your chart in having that Venus opposed your moon, by the way. So that's another element of like often wanting things that are unhealthy for you, that are bad for you. And there, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, your moon in your chart.
That's funny.
Rules your 8th house, okay, which is a complicated house for you. And then Venus in your chart rules your 6th house, which is a difficult house, and your 11th house. So yeah, a lot of it is like friends, bad influences from friends.
Sure.
More an issue in childhood, teenagehood, right? When you're a teenager, probably.
Yes, it's something I had to learn from. But like for example, I started smoking cigarettes not because of anything other than I didn't want my friend to feel alone with the issue. Like I wanted to like share his pain, which is totally unhealthy.
Piscean, there's your Pisces Venus opposed your moon. My God. Wow. That's wild. And what's funny too, so your friend, although we put friends in the 11th house generally, but I mean, everyone is coming in the 7th on the descendant. So you have Mars in an air sign burning a smoke, the smoke coming off is this picture of Mars in an air sign.
Yeah, I just recently stopped smoking vapes only a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I've smoked, well, I smoked cigarettes for like 15 years, and then I smoked the vape for 10 years, and finally done with that. I've got a nicotine pouch in my mouth right now.
Huh, interesting. Which yeah. I mean, I guess I'd have to dig a little deeper in. But like Saturn's at the end of Pisces right now. Yeah, I guess I won't. But like you've had Saturn and Neptune playing with your IC, and even Rahu is there recently too. You see had eclipses in your 3rd and 4th house, and so I mean the IC is deep motivation, deep internal things. So yeah, that's kind of fascinating there. I mean, it's a big end, right?
What does that mean to you?
Well, like we were talking about Saturn as death, and Saturn had moved past your IC, so I guess there was some fear of the health ramifications, which caused you to stop.
Yes, definitely is. It's like I realized, like, wait a second, don't be the guy that just thinks it's not going to happen to you. And I had like this little tiny buzz in my chest when I'd already been thinking about it that day. And it was the tiniest little thing. It didn't even really hurt at all. But just that it happened, it just kind of was like, okay, dude. Yeah. Like,
was that just 2 weeks
time
ago?
To quit while you're ahead. Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago, you said? I don't know if Andreas, you can pull up the transit chart for that. I'll have to train you.
Yeah, I don't know how to find that.
All right.
Yeah, I can't see it because you just have the chart as opposed to him popped up on AstroSeek. A lot of that stuff is just one click on the sidebar or whatever. But do you know the date? Do you actually know the date it happened?
It was a Friday, so it was the Friday before last.
So that would be the 23rd of January, I guess.
Is there a button here to click to do it?
Go to the top, go up, scroll up on the right-hand side, transit chart. See, you bang, go 23rd January, and we'll see.
Where do I type this?
Edit. Chart. Go back. Oh yeah, just do it there. So 2 weeks. Nope, that's forward. Go back.
Oh, back.
To the left.
Back 3 now, huh?
Are you Chinese? You're
yes.
reading. You're reading right to left.
I thought they do up to down.
Go right, 2 days forward. 2 days forward.
Oh my
God. I got to see where the moon is specifically for this because we're looking at health issues and
horoscopy pokey.
One more 23. It was you said it was a Friday?
Yes.
Is that right?
That's what my dispatcher said.
All right. So where are we at? So the moon had just met.
It Saturn was even, I think, about 4 p.m. Around 4 p.m.
Well, your time. Yeah, we don't have to get that granular. That would take.
All right, that's fine. Just throwing that out there.
It's good enough, but like I pointed out that it had to do with Saturn and Neptune moving towards the end of Pisces, which is your 4th house, whole sign as well, which is a separate thing that's a little bit more complicated. But it's ending a whole sign transit to your 4th house, which is like the deepest motivation. And the moon had just activated Saturn and Neptune there that day. And so this is the ending. So there would have been a whole message there with Saturn over the last 2.5 years going through Pisces about it's time to quit smoking. It's pretty fascinating.
I was actually, I see how open I am, but I was listening to a sermon on YouTube, and the guy, the sermoner, monastic guy, he was saying that anyways, that's actually maybe too deep for this but he was saying something, and I was like, well, hopefully that would be cool, and so I went for it. Once I felt that buzz in my chest, I was like, okay, well, let's listen to that.
Also, K2, the south lunar node, was right on your moon too, which has a lot to do with health choices. So K2 removes energy and sucks the life out of it. So this is where this, like, you got this sense of like, oh, some energy is leaving me, really, really fascinating. So you also were having eclipses, like I was in these houses highlighting this. And like I said, you're attracted to things that are unhealthy for you. So the eclipse cycle was highlighting your Venus moon opposition. And this was the things which created a new beginning. And it's funny that you hardly felt it. And eclipses are where the light is removed, right? That's what an eclipse is. It removes the light and something hidden happens, which is something I forgot to say at the beginning of the episode when I wanted to talk about the Epstein files, which these eclipses are about to come up. We're just at the beginning of eclipse season, and we're talking about these files with everything blacked out. So it's an eclipse as well. Anyways, sorry to throw that in there when we're talking about your chart. Do you have any specific questions about your chart and what's going on with it and what's going on with you?
No, I mean, just all of it sounds so badass. I understood a lot of it, cool. But all of the different symbols and the names, and what it conjures of, you know, like moon energy and oh, in your Saturn and all this. Like, it's just the most badass thing ever. I'm glad I did this. Thank you.
It really is.
Epic.
It really is.
Well, cool. I mean, so then we'll get to the next guy if you're solved. And dude, thanks for coming and doing this. This has been awesome.
Yeah, great to meet you. Because I popped into APM. I wanted to see who the guy who was so chill on screen was like. I wanted to talk to you. I'm glad you popped up.
Dude, he's got the most relaxed truck in the whole country, man. I'll tell you
what. Yeah, it's pretty relaxing.
All right, man. We'll see you next time. And yeah, everybody watch APM. You can see more of 5. And you can check them out on X. Peace. Okay, so I think, is it 5's next by that logic? What's up, bro?
Oh, 515. All right.
Oh, he's got horns.
Yeah, we positioned them correctly for you there.
Remind me what year you're born so I can pull up your chart, which one it is.
89.
Okay, hold on.
Our second Taurus coded person. I hope there's Taurus in there. No.
Okay, here we go. Boom, right? I think this is correct. No, wrong one? Is this the wrong one?
Oh, no.
This is May 10th, 1989. Is that your birthday?
Taurus coded! We did it! We got there!
That's right.
Wait, no. I feel like... Yeah, this is yours, right? This is yours.
Yeah, May 10th. That's right.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, I'll know when I see it. May 10th, 89. I'll know when I see it.
Oh, you can't see the screen. Sorry, I was like worried I showed Colin's chart, so I was trying to make sure I didn't. Okay,
you got
cool.
it. You got May 10, 1989 here. Oh, yeah. Pluto rising, eh? Pluto rising. Huh. What do we got? Another Leo moon. And a Mercury Jupiter conjunction in Gemini. And an anaretic Venus. And another fallen banana. All right. With Chiron, no less. Interesting. And another one of you indigo children generations that I'm always talking to. A lot of themes that we're always seeing popping up right now. Interesting. Where are we going to start with all this? See, you've got a lot of you could have a lot of very exuberant ideas and could be a very, very chatty, interesting person if you didn't have that Scorpio Pluto rising. So it's like, and again, another Leo moon thing, you are like the life of the party when you're comfortable, when it's your people. You're the guy who's always talking. You go into a new situation, you're like, what am I going to reveal? Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you like nice things.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Well, Venus, Taurus, especially, right? But nice things that are comfortable. Nice
Taurus
things that are comfortable.
Pretty much all about it. I feel like.
But also, your Venus and your Sun are in the 3rd decan of Taurus, which is a very cautious decan. It's a Saturn ruled decan. So you're very much about saving money. You're very much about not being extravagant, even though you love the finer things in life. It's within your means, always what I have within your means, especially because you were born with a Saturn that's just been through the ringer with Uranus and Neptune in its domain in Capricorn, which is I should be ruling everything. And yet I have to deal with this garbage, this mystical, crazy garbage. And I just want to have the mansion with the pool and the beautiful bookcase behind with the horns on top. So you learned earlier in life the dangers of being extravagant. And
but you do have a favorite jacket, you understand why you wear the shoes you do. You know what I mean?
And possibly not something that you did yourself, but you've seen tragedy in other people's lives, for being extravagant and wasteful, and it really reaffirmed for you what you were going to do, which is hard because you have Mars in Cancer, where it's not, where what you're actually doing is not, there's always difficulties for you in accomplishing things when what you want is to be stable. And even though there's always a stranger element to what you're trying to do that doesn't quite fit into society, even though what you really want is to be successful in society for your own comfort, not for power, not for status, but for Yeah. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, man. No, really, this is all just new to me through the Xirtus channel, and thank you, Andreas, for hosting a space like this, putting out content continuously, and thank you, Noah, for doing this as well. Really, I was just curious, what does the next month look like, man?
What does the next month look like? Okay.
It's a really Taurusy thing to say.
Pop up the transits again. Now we know how to do this. We're slowly learning. We're gonna make this less clunky. I'm training Andreas because this is so much easier for me if he does it than me have to go click around. Back to transit chart.
I got it.
So just advance it by 2 weeks. You want to know what the next month is like? We'll go to the middle of the month.
It went blank. What's going on here?
No. Look, his chart's there.
Yeah, no, but when I clicked this, it just went blank. Here, okay. I just opened it as a tab. Hopefully that works. Yeah, it's doing this.
Give it a minute. Thing. Give it a minute. Listen, when you got to wait for quality. Oh, it's not popping up. Oh, well, anyways, I kind of know what's going on anyways. So
did I get it here? I think I got it. Animate chart.
No, you're still on his chart. You're still on his chart. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. Oh, yeah, Andreas, often AstroSeek automatically pops. You go back. It pops up a new tab all the time when you go to different things. Which is a quirk of the, but it also can be useful. So just go to your other tabs that you popped up.
Okay, yeah, I tried to, and they were loaded to the original page. I think calculate transit should open.
Interesting. Oh well, I can kind of do it without the transit chart.
Here, I'll leave the page up while I try to do this.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, but yeah, scroll it down so I can kind of see what's going on.
All right, good deal.
So for the next month, okay, we have this insane month about to happen. So we got a solar eclipse, which is happening at the end of Aquarius, which is pretty close to your Venus, although the Venus is the next. And your sun is there, but it's past your sun. The eclipse is not particularly important for you. It's not particularly important for you. But it will highlight, the third house of neighbors, siblings, arithmetic, as we learned in the with one of the earlier people. But then we've got, like we were talking about. No, that was the last guy. Okay, so you also have you're also Sag rising, and have your fourth house in Pisces. So again, you also are having Neptune is left, and now Saturn's about to leave your fourth whole sign house, which will still be in your. Sorry, it's a separate thing. There's different house systems. It's too complicated for you, but for other people watching, they can follow that. So again, you're having these big inner changes through the past, especially 2.5 years with Saturn there. You had Saturn on your IC last year, which would have been, usually pretty depressive, usually pretty like you need to like work on your inner world and like deal with what you don't have in life and all these things. So that conjunction of Neptune and Saturn in your fourth Plastus house, that's going to be interesting for you. Confusing that Neptune and Saturn together is confusion. Anyone trying to build any structures right now, anything new, build something that isn't totally inspired and going on instinct is going to have difficulties. Like that's just going to be for everybody in general. When you're talking about what's going to happen for you for the next month, that's very granular, and it takes more time for me I would want to study it. I would want to look at the movement of everything. For a month, I'm going to like really track the moon and stuff, which is a bit harder to do on a live stream. It's easier to do more broad things. But like Jupiter is moving, it's in your 8th house, hitting your Chiron. Saturn, Uranus is about to go back. Yeah, like, okay, so like it's not this month, but like you're about to have some shocking changes to the people in your life. Who's in your life? Wait, you also have Mars? Oh, no, you're on the wrong chart. We're reading the wrong chart, right? Are we? Yeah, we're on the wrong chart.
Are we? I thought this is May 10th, 1989, right?
Oh, that's the guy we were just talking to.
God. Okay. Shit.
I got sidetracked. No, once we went to the transits, everything before this was accurate, but once we went to
my
the
God.
transits, I started looking at what's
I'm
happening.
really sorry. That's really
That's all right, man.
trouble.
That's all
I
right.
should have noticed earlier. Now we're on the right chart. You were, yeah, because you're a Scorpio rising. I'm sorry, I already
I'm
forgot.
over here trying to load the
Doing all these
transit
charts
page.
in a row, they start to run together. So you wanted to know for the next month. Can you zoom out a little bit, Andreas, so I can see like, yeah, not that
Like that?
much. Zoom back in a little bit. Zoom back in, and then go down. I got to see the
Okay.
whole chart, right? That's good enough. The next month. Yeah, Uranus is just stationed direct close enough to your Venus, which is on the Pleiades. Venus is within the Pleiades in your chart. So what I was about to say, shocking, like the major shocking changes would have been when Uranus was on your descendant many years ago. Won't dig into that. But still, like, you know, what you like and what you desire could shift, you know, in a shocking way as Uranus moves past it, which isn't just this month. I mean, Uranus is going to conjunct. Actually, I'll just do it on the app on my phone. That'll be easier. Month. When is Uranus going to be there? So like, yeah, that's more like towards the end of March. You're going to have the final hit of Uranus to your Venus, which could bring new people into your life. Absolutely. Could be a new relationship even, or look towards like the more eccentric and stranger things that you enjoy could shift. You could discover a whole new avenue of something aesthetically that you never dreamt of before. I mean, that's coming up more 2 months from now than now, but now is like the beginning of it. It's building. Jupiter is up in your 9th. I mean, it's a good time for you to travel. It's a good time for studying religion, philosophy, anything like that. And then Saturn is, you know, it's in your 5th house. Pretty. It's about to whole sign. It's about to move into your 6th house of illness and work. I mean, you could have. Yeah, there'll be like some struggles with what you're trying to do in the world is going to be confused and complicated. Just in the next month, though. And that whole stellium on your 4th. Like, what's going on in life for you right now? You know, I don't know anything about you. You haven't told us anything about you.
Next month, I'm having a year-end review, and I'm actually questioning whether or not to leave a company I've been with for 11 years.
A year-end review. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, well, that gives me something to work with. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay, next month you're having the year-end review.
Right. Yeah.
What's the date?
Right.
I guess it doesn't really matter the exact date. What is it that you don't like about the job you're in?
You know, I've been promoted up to a pretty cushy position after having been here so long. It's just it's an overbearing AI system that's monitoring me 24/7 on these work computers, man.
You're being monitored by, oh my goodness. Okay. Interesting. So AI is really being described by Pluto in Aquarius right now, especially since Pluto moved into Aquarius. AI got really good. And then Uranus is about to move back into Gemini, where it's going to, when it makes this harmonious aspect with Pluto, it's going to light up. Like AI is going to become much crazier. Now, Pluto in Aquarius is all about control through the internet, control through ideas, through social structures. And that's like, it's not there yet. Pluto's moving to conjunct your IC. So that feeling of like my bosses watching everything I do is only going to intensify for you. That's going to get worse. What is it that you like about your job? And if you care to share, what is your job?
It's commercial insurance.
Okay.
really just
Oh my
just
God.
the
Oh my
freedom
God.
and control.
Wait. Slow down. The third decan of Taurus is all about insurance. Literally. That is, I wish I'd said it, but I was saying, oh, it's this cautious Saturn ruled deck. Oh my God. Yeah, it is the insurance decan. Incredible. Keep going. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. That's a
Sorry.
stereotype, by the way. That's an astrological stereotype. So keep going.
Yeah, commercial insurance. Really, what I like about I have a team underneath me, and it's surreal because it's a juxtaposition of I've only ever had glowing reviews and promotions, and then they of course they have denied the I guess remoting in, but man, it interrupts days pretty hardcore. Preparing for presentations to prospective clients, and I'm fighting the machine to use it for the people that are using it against me. It's been pretty brutal, man. Through a couple, we've done computer resets, whole new hardware. They just brought in a third party. And the third party is kind of he won't go out and say it, but he's been alluding to it's the remote management software, and that's kind of where I'm at. Is like the people that are in charge of this company, I have great relationships with. On the surface, it seems like everything is great, but I just can't win this battle of just let me do my fucking job.
Yeah, I see that. So Pluto had already opposed your moon over the past couple of years, which is where you're feeling you're doing the wrong thing, right? And your IC, which is the deepest core of motivation, is in Aquarius. It wants to do things good for the community and the public, and it would like to use it's communal, but it would like to use that sort of software, except it's going to be used to screw everyone over, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. There's a battle here, a 20-year battle against this stuff, and it's going to completely light up coming up this summer. And it's going to be right on your Mercury and your Jupiter. And Jupiter wants to help other people. And it's in your 8th house of shared resources, other people's money, this insurance claims and stuff. And 8th house is very insurance based as well. It is insurance, Now, so what's about to happen is Uranus is going to hit your Venus. It's going to make you want to quit your job. And the thing is, though, that Jupiter is about to move into Leo, which is your 10th house, and move up to your midheaven, which is really the peak of status and career. And you have this your 3rd house of like Saturn and Neptune. Like Saturn wants to build really stable structures, but you in your natal chart you have Uranus and Neptune together destabilizing Saturn. And if it's like auto insurance you're working in, that would really relate to the 3rd house of travel, right? Like a short distance travel where people are having accidents just going to work and stuff. And that's opposed by this fallen Mars up there in Cancer. My suggestion would be, unless you have a good idea lined up, is that you should wait and see what's going to happen when Jupiter hits your midheaven coming up. I'll just check to exactly 9 degrees Leo. When Jupiter hits your midheaven, which is going to happen like in August. I mean, unless you have a really good plan, I would wait to see what happens when Jupiter hits your midheaven. It's going to be a good chance for you to try and fight back and change what's going on, do something better, in that company, because you could do a lot of good for people, right? If you're able to make a change.
No, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I'm glad you told us what you did, because your chart describes it in numerous ways, like really, really literally. That's great. Love it. Anything else you want to share with us, or any questions you have?
Not really. Was there anything on that chart that jumped out at you that maybe I should have asked first if I had been more well versed in astrology?
When I give a reading to someone, I do hours of research on a chart, and I run transits and I do secondary progressions and zodiacal releasing, and then the story starts to come about when you really dig into what's happening to the chart in the past and moving into the future. Which I can't do on this show. It'd be so boring for people to watch me do that, right? Like I'm trying to just meet people, see what you have to say about your life, and see what we can see in the chart in the moment. No, I think we kind of got to who you are, which we got you to start talking. You have this fascinating job and a fascinating conflict within it, which is described by your chart. We got past the Scorpio ascendant. And also, by the way, like I wanted to get to why is Pluto rising for you? Where is that in your chart, And because you have this desire for stability and for comfort, but you're going to come up against problems in your job, and it's right there in your chart, and we got to it, right? Because it's also Pluto is also squaring your midheaven, which is your career. So struggles with power and authority is right there. And it's described by what Pluto's doing right now, which is being in Aquarius.
I guess what I would say is, like, as a Taurus, you should know that you'll go all the way to the moon, right? If you're walking, you'll go the distance. But if you're off just by the tiniest bit, right, you can go way a different direction eventually than the moon because of the way distance can go so far as a Taurus. So that might be partially what your job situation is about, is that you went super far and you're not sure if you have to course correct miles or hundreds of miles or something like that. But I mean, again, if you're a Taurus, you can go Disney song. You can go the distance.
Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, dude, it's good to meet you more and to talk. We should definitely interact more soon.
Thank you, guys.
To have you
Appreciate it.
joining in. Peace. All right, I think it's Sith Lord's time to shine. And he's still here.
My goodness.
It's my time to shine.
So dark, so dark.
I gotta say, you talked about the breaking of the Berlin Wall coming down around this time. It does feel like this episode, like me getting on here, is kind of like, it feels like that to me. You know what I mean?
It's like the Berlin Wall.
I'm so excited to see where this conjunction is happening in your chart. I can't wait.
Are you October 12th? Is that your birthday?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so here's the chart right here.
Look at the Libra in between the two of us, creating balance on this stream.
Dude, it's true. No wonder you do F-chat. Actually, it's like, I just want to balance out all the ideas.
Hear all the ideas. And Sun and Moon in Libra too. Oh my goodness! Look at you. Look at you go. But an Aries ascendant, So there's also like a bit of a where's Mars? Mars in Virgo with Venus. Oh my goodness! Another Mars Venus.
What a cool cat's cradle, right? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Creator. Well, you're not are you the creator, or you're someone who's like a co-creator?
Me and Tanya are co-founders. Yeah. We do a lot of development there.
Beautiful. Right. Well, Libra, we need Libra in social media, right? Like anyone doing communication between people, we want that Libra energy. And so you have Libra on your descendant, which is other people's energy, right? So then what's happening with your midheaven creating this F-chat? Oh, I love this. This is great. Your midheaven is described by Saturn in your chart because you're Capricorn midheaven, and Saturn is in Scorpio, so it wants to hide it. It wants to be more secretive. No, not the main things where other people will see what we're doing. We're coming into this private little world. And also because Saturn had moved past Pluto, right? Like about 2 years ago, there was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Libra. Okay, so did it happen? Yeah, it happened in Libra. So you were, so that Saturn trying to create something understands power and understands, censorship and the inability to say what you want to say, because Saturn is carrying that message from Pluto, and you have this capacity, especially because look, Neptune has just moved into Capricorn. So this more like open, collective, everyone together, energy in the 9th house of foreign nations and bigger ideas. And you are frozen, sir.
Oh,
he is very frozen.
Oh,
I mean, I hear his voice though. But yeah, that's true.
Oh, can we still hear your voice?
Yeah,
I can hear you guys too. So
oh, perfect. Yeah, your face is frozen. You're in with eyebrows up, which I like. It makes it look like everything I'm saying is correct. I'm just nailing it.
Can someone please make this a meme for F-chat? I would appreciate if this was like a GIF, or something.
This is the archetype for me giving them an astrology reading. I'm just always impressing them.
My God.
I mean, I also like, okay, so you've got Mercury conjunct Pluto in the 7th house of other people, the energy from other people. This is like, Yeah, in Scorpio, this like we need our own space to talk, you know, in this like chthonic realm of the F chat. It's friggin' incredible. And then, but also, I mean, you've got this Mars Venus conjunction where Venus is considered in fall. Okay, so this is like a difficult place for Venus to operate. What you like, your aesthetics, other people. You know, there's this difficulty there. You're used to combat and not combat specifically, but like a certain amount of difficulty relating to other people. Okay, and so that would be part of your incentive for trying to create a space where people are going to have less conflict. People are going to be able to get along better and not have, you know, certain people's opinions stifled, you know. And it's interesting because your ascendant descendant axis is ruled by this conjunction in Virgo. So there's a very analytical part to how you put yourself out into the world and how you receive energy from other people. And it's together and it's conflicted. You know what I mean? Like you have a lot of difficulties with what you put out into the world not being perceived correctly. And it's sad because your chart is almost entirely receptive. You need that input from other people. You need to be doing something that other people respect, you know, other people get something out of, and you want it to be harmonious. Except your chart implies a lot of conflict. You know, this is your challenge, my friend. But hey, you go out as Sith Lord. This is your Aries ascendant. You've got the red lightsaber. You're like, I'll fight anyways.
That is the
You
best.
know, I'm just gooey and mushy inside.
Being Sith is the healthiest way to deal with being a Libra. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's the oppositional axis, which creates a hole, right? What you don't have is the opposition. It's the most attractive energy, but it's the, you know, it's the opposition. And so like your sun is on Libra, probably you were always most attracted to Aries energy, you know, even though you've got all this Libra in you. And really your descendant takes in easy energy, but you're like, I kind of want the fire. I kind of want the, you know.
Wild.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's a lot too. That definitely, like, you hit me like a ton of bricks with all that stuff, actually. Like, but
BurnEye.
like,
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of heavy too, right? Because we're on a public stream, we're on a live stream, so there's things that I can see, and it's like, well, how far do I go with it, you know? So there's like, that's the difference between doing like a real reading where it's just you and this other person and you're just digging into it and hearing what they want to say, and the self-conscious nature of being on a live stream. Mind you, you're Aries ascendant, so despite most of the rest of your chart being pretty reserved and quiet and inwardly, you do have that energy and power to come up and show yourself in public, you know?
That's awesome. Yeah, that definitely, like, that hits the mark for sure. Yeah, I feel that. Like, yeah, and I mean, like, it's just incredible with like F chat and just like, yeah, I mean, like, even social media. Like, I feel like in general in social media, I'm like a shadow banned person too. Like, I kind of interact with, like, you know, xirtus and, you know, some of the other like kind of people out there too. But like, I it's hard for me. Like, I haven't found the reach that, like, you know, and it, you know, for whatever reason, I'm not sure, you know, I just say it's shadow ban stuff, but like, you know, it just feels like, you know, I do have these kind of like, you know, very synchronous concepts that like other, like, kind of like works with other people and very complementary to other ideas out there, but then it just doesn't like stick sometimes, or it doesn't reverberate enough or something like that. So yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah.
You know, Mercury rules communicationists with Pluto, you know, the lord of the underworld. So talking about shadow bans, I mean, your chart is just rife with it. You know, your 11th house of social media is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in Scorpio, which is also the most chthonic astrological sign. And via whole sign, it's the 8th house, which is the house of death. You know, like you're just riddled with this chthonic theme. And yeah, but you did something about it.
What does chthonic mean?
Like the underworld. It's like the world of Hades, but it's also the unconscious. It's the land of the dead. It's all these things, but within,
but it's also where Persephone lives. Like, so Hades gets a bad rap, you know. He has to like help process the life force that the gods are consuming. It's like all inverted. And the River of Styx is even his brother, but his wife is Persephone, who is spring and is like life itself. So, you know, it's really great down there, you know, like as long as he's got his wife with him, there's always a party in Hades, you know. It's not like the more Christian like definition of like hell or something like that. You know, I think Hades gets like a misconnotation. It's the Tartarus.
Oh, the Tartarus. Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very memento mori too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Try to always go past the river, the drinking pool of forgetting, to find the drinking pool of remembering. You know,
which is going to be hard for you because you got Jupiter and Aquarius pouring out the purest water of all time. That's not it though. You got to find it in the sky, up to the north.
So also give some. I mean, I'm sure you can ask a better question, but like give some advice on, you know, the building of this. Like FChat is this amazing community tool designed to give more people who have less voice more voice, right? And to really get this distilled ideas and perspectives to be vocalized in space where in a safe space no one can hear you scream, you know, kind of thing. So do you have any advice for them on what to do like astrologically with the coming like mercurial messaging, etc.?
When was it founded? Do you know when it was first made live?
Live, I guess there's like, you know, there's different stages, and I would say like maybe the first stage it became live was probably oh wow, I'm blanking a bit, but like
because we're already getting late into the show. And how many more people are left, Andreas?
Well, technically Big Poser and then Giant's also here.
Okay. Maybe what we should do, dig in, because I'm sure everything's timestamped. Find the first post on FChat and come back on and we'll do FChat. That'd be awesome. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
We'll get a time chart for it. And we won't guess. We'll go forward. In terms of you personally, I mean, you've got Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house right now. Saturn joys in the 12th house. It's coming down to your ascendant. But you got Jupiter was in your 4th house. So it's like, it's probably been a better time just recently in your home, you know, privately than publicly. I mean, it's going to be a slow burn for FChat and for what you're doing in the world. It's going to be a slow burn.
Heard. Okay. And yeah, let me see if I can get Tawny with me too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
We'll work that out. We'll try and arrange that.
Dude, well, thank you for being here, and like everybody, go check out FChat. It's get into the xirtus FChat group where you can talk about this episode. So,
great.
Peace, Sith Lord. Thanks for being here.
Spare me, Sith Lord. Spare me.
Too legit to quit. Okay, and then here he is, the man, the mystery, the biggest. Poser.
You got to follow that up with a hey. Sorry, I figured I'd land with a splash.
Legit.
My falsetto wasn't tuned in. I forgot the auto tune.
Where's your chart, bro? Where did you put your chart?
Well, I sent you a cryptic message with my birthday.
Oh
I can't imagine the way you look.
I would prefer you redact it. I'm happy to send. Again, I use my first and last name. People can. I'm sure it's publicly available. And if you ask me when you see me, I'll tell you when my birthday is. But announcing it on stream.
We can
just try not to pull it up as the next one with it unredacted. But again, either way, you know, it's more important for me to get the truth straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
I like the fact that people come on here anonymously because they're going to be more honest with us, right?
And actually, what I want to do is I'm going to give you a few details about my life, and I'm going to see if you can tell me my birthday and what time of day I was born. Because I actually did just.
You're an Aquarius sun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the sun. I don't know about the sun part because I think astrology is hogwash. I respect the shit out of what you're doing, and I think it helps people. And I think for you, it's dissociative because you're getting out of your head. But I love what you do.
And wait. Just tell me what time you were born.
No. Slow down. He wants me to guess. He wants me to guess. I'm going to guess that you've got.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. You can make a believer out of me. Yeah.
You've got some Aquarius placements in the 9th house. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe even Saturn in the 9th house. We'll see. Pull it up.
But do you want me to send my birthday to Andreas and then he can send you the chart, or again, you can just on the back end?
I just need to know what time you're born. I should have just checked my Google calendars for your birthday earlier, bro. I mean, what am I thinking? You know what I mean?
So, okay. And so I shouldn't say it aloud because again, we'll eventually dial it in closer, but it'd be interesting just to see if he gets time of day or because why not? You know,
you think so?
I'm not gonna I don't think it's discrediting him if he's off at all.
Right, because this is not astrology. Is like I've just looked at you and heard 3 things, so I'm looking at
and plus the magnetic poles have shifted a lot since I was born. You know, so
just what time of day we have to figure that out first. That's
is it like early afternoon?
Yes.
I shouldn't be right about that. It's for me to use such absolutely no information about you and get that. But anyways,
I had a picture on my wall growing up, and all my siblings had it. It was like 3 baby blocks, and one of them was our face, and on the below it was just printed our day of birth down to the time. But I actually had forgotten, even though that was on my wall throughout my whole childhood.
Really?
Eventually, when you get above age 40, you kind of try to forget about the whole.
You're like a black screen right now. You're like in solidarity with something.
Is that what do you mean?
This is my guess.
I'm in my notes section because I like pulled up a whole bunch of like witty, quippy things to say. But when I go to that other window, you're saying it turns me into a black screen. Huh?
Oh, go back to the chart. We finally got to the chart.
Are you sure? But like, I don't know if this is accurate. Like that was just some random hypothesis.
Oh wait, no, this is not. Oh, this is not his time.
We don't know his time. He just said early afternoon, bro.
Oh, but I thought you knew your birth time.
It was 2:07. Because he got
Holy
the right time.
crap! Really?
Yeah,
I'm so close right now. That's amazing. Right. Let me just adjust. I'm gonna adjust it. We're
7 minutes later. Yeah, 7 minutes later.
Am I gonna get Tartariified now? And someone gonna replace me?
You're on the wrong. You're on the wrong chart.
Existing is gonna be disappeared from the universe, or
you're jumping charts again.
I'm trying to fix it. How do you adjust the time?
Go up. I'll show you. It's on the right hand side of the screen. See 10 minutes there.
Adjust.
Yeah, so you're at
5 minutes.
Just or whatever. Yeah, 5 seconds. No, 5. You did 5 seconds. Do 5 minutes.
Oh God.
We're learning.
Right. And then 1 minute.
And I'll be right back. I'm just looking at this.
1 more minute. Okay. So I was wrong. If this is the correct time and this is your correct date and everything?
I believe so.
Okay, you were not born with Sun or much in the 9th house. I was wrong. I was looking more for like Saturn in the 9th house.
That wouldn't mean anything to me either way because I'm not well versed in it. But it sounds.
You said he was Aquarius. You said
like it means something. I believe that it means something.
I was right about
Aquarius.
I was right about Aquarius. That was a gimme. That one was a gimme.
That's pretty clear.
It's like if someone was talking about my blood chemistry. I honestly don't even know my blood type, let alone the components of it, what's healthy in it and what's not.
You present as Aquarius, you know, but also there's a bit of Leo vibes. I can see why Noah was kind of like reaching for some like
to be fair,
I get an Aries vibe out of it. That was just me. You know?
Okay, so to be fair to myself, because this person is being fair to me. To be fair to myself, I guessed Sun. I also said maybe Saturn there, which doesn't make sense when you said you're in your 40s. But so Sun in the 9th. So that's a 1 in 12 chance that I would get your Sun correct, and that's a 1 in 12 chance that I would get your
general
time correct. Okay, but the time is close, and to get the Sun and house correct is a 1 in 144.
I strive to be an open book to a fault, where other people they weave these webs of deception and they keep information separate from, and they present one face to these. And I just try to be as authentic as I can be at all times.
Because your moon rising in Cancer, you couldn't hide who you were if you tried. If
my mom had colon cancer. My mom had colon cancer. Is that my moon is rising in Cancer? Oh, no, it means something different.
No, Cancer is the crab, and then obviously I'm not entirely sure why the disease was given the name Cancer. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know that
because it looks like it kind of looks like a crab. Have you ever seen Cancer crab?
A cancer cell. Shape. Everything turns into cancer in crabs or something.
Where do I even? I'll find the thing.
But I'm a Valentine's Day baby.
Yeah,
if that helps. And so my parents, I already kind of blamed my parents' divorce on myself, because when my mom actually left my dad, it was because he wanted me to be able to play basketball, even though I had a crick in my neck, and my mom thought I should go to the doctor. But that was a whole psychological thing. Again, that was just when she chose to leave. But
right.
Also, having the Day of Love be replaced by celebrating one of the children, all of a sudden, in American culture, there's no other day for romantic love to be celebrated.
It's a terribly astrologically elected day. Like Valentine's Day being towards the end of
satanic
Aquarius
inversion
makes no sense. Like Aquarius is a sign more of friendship than of romance. Like it's
See,
almost like
that's the point.
It was designed to be as like unromantic as possible.
Right.
My problem is that on Valentine's Day you want to roll out the red carpet for your lady, but on your birthday you're supposed to be able to kick back. And so I've got the same day. It's just no fair. But in the past, in relationships, we've just separated it by a day for arbitrarily.
To use Aquarian energy as your shell is pretty,
Yes. And what's fascinating is the sun in Aquarius is in detriment. It's cold. It's low on the horizon. It's not where the sun wants to be. Okay. So it's hard to be yourself and to be your true solar self with sun in Aquarius, which is why a lot of Aquarian people adopt a lot of eccentric ways to present themselves.
That's a very kind way to put it. Eccentric is a very kind way to describe
it. Bro, you look like the Matrix twins from the second movie, It's awesome. In the best way, right? Like, honestly.
So the fact that like you feel guilt about celebrating your son because the birthday is an astrologically elected ritual that we all perform. Okay. We get together and we put your name on a cake and we have burning candles that our family gets together and celebrates, which is the solar return, which is a profoundly creative day. And the fact that you have sun in detriment and you are made to feel guilty about celebrating your son is the most Aquarian thing you could have possibly said. And this is what's crazy. Your sun is in the 8th house of shared resources. It's like other people's resources. Your son is literally, it's like, oh, I don't get to celebrate it because my parents are split, and oh, I'm the cause of my parents' divorce. Like, you know what I mean? Like all this guilt is like wrapped into that.
Indeed. I mean, being responsible, there's a lot more worse things to be responsible for, or to feel responsible. But as a kid, I was savvy enough to realize that I could let that mess me up later in life, but I kind of decided maybe not to. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, so you've got Venus setting.
My career. I started out as just like a part-time genius, but ever since like 2nd or 3rd grade, I've just gone full-time. So
full-time genius.
I actually, my first business card that I got, the very first Staples in the entire United States is just around the corner from me. And as a kid, you took a field trip there and everyone got to print out like 50 business cards. And somehow as a 12 or 13-year-old, I put full-time genius and I still have some of those,
Nice.
And my friends would joke with Stefan, it's definitely not part-time, it's just the idea of not being able to turn it off maybe, but.
Okay. Let's also point out that you're wearing, okay, this is great. You're wearing purple shades. Okay. Purple is the sign of Aquarius. All right.
I've also got colored lights on, but yeah.
The sun.
The fact that they appear purple.
The sun is your right eye. Well, it appears purple on screen right now. It looks purple.
I have no problem with the color purple. Purple's awesome.
Well, that's your solar color. That's how you're going to connect to your sun, is through the color purple. And the sun is the right eye. The sun.
I actually have these same glasses in green tint, blue tint, and maybe silver tint, because on Temu you get 3 packs for like $6. If your social credit score is high enough. I swear, because I drive really safely and I'm polite to people and I help people when I can, I go on Temu and I spend $280 and I get $180 back. So I can go get 4 $70 speakers that are like these diesel boom boxes for $25 each. And so I could buy like 25 pairs of glasses for like $2.
Dude,
the problem is if they catch me reselling them.
I bought like 25 pairs of those Kanye West grill glasses. Anyway, sorry, no.
Put the biggest
it's my costume department.
Put the biggest Aquarius sun up and his chart next to him, so we can just look at him and the chart.
What's the biggest Aquarius sun?
Well, the biggest poser, the biggest Aquarius sun.
I didn't win any superlatives in my yearbook, even though I should have. But
here, like
my friend,
great.
That
my
does
friend told
work,
me
actually.
most likely to be a billionaire. Most likely to be a billionaire.
Most likely to be a billionaire.
But I don't know if that's like a curse. No, people that are that rich die young usually.
I don't. Well, I don't see it in your chart. I don't see
unless I buried the money in the. I don't trust anyone else to like manage and hold that much money, especially if it's like mine and whatever they do with it, I'm somehow responsible for. So,
yeah.
My brother basically went about redistributing all the wealth that he was able to sequester away from the universe by starting Etsy in his living room by convincing 3 guys to move in and hand wire a bunch of servers together and then code it for 2 years. But he failed out of art school, failed out of high school. He was not someone who was destined to become a tech mogul. And, he's one of the few CEOs and founders or former CEO. He got fired twice from his own company to just not be. He didn't claim any amount of the spotlight. You don't know his name. He's not Mark Zuckerberg. He's not, and So he and I are very yin and yang, even though we look similar to some extent, facial structure and genetically we're probably pretty similar. But I'm very garrulous and I'd say an ambivert, extrovert and introvert, whereas he is very much just introvert.
Yeah. Huh. Can you bring his chart back up? I really got to see. I really have to see your chart. So you're born under a Mars-Saturn conjunction in Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Mars is like, it's hidden in your 10th house, but it's your 10th whole sign house, and you're
It sounds dirty.
No,
can I clean that part of my house? And then it's
the Mars-Saturn conjunction is in your 5th house, which can get dirty. So there you go. It can be difficult. My goodness, this is really interesting.
I've got a sharp tongue, and every now and then I think about washing it out with soap, but I don't really.
What's the craziest thing that ever happened to you in your life?
When I was little, I knew that I was going to have to wash out my mouth with soap. And so I would go to the bathroom and I practiced putting the soap in my mouth so many times that it preformed to my upper palate. So I went in front of my parents and swore. And then I just ran to the bathroom and took the soap. And I knew, although that's not my story. That's one of my cousins. It was convincing while it lasted.
There's your son in the 8th house of other people's resources. You're telling someone else's story. You're not talking about yourself because you have a complexion. You have this issue with really showing who you truly are. And we see who you truly are because your moon is rising.
I think it's impossible to define who any of us are through these charts and numbers and alignments. I think it helps as a lens, certainly.
Sure.
To reflect upon those things. Yeah. It's so like Ayurveda 3-element, 4-element, 5-element system. And
my take is like, you know, the idea that astrology can give you some information about your life is only slightly less absurd than the idea that the stars could have no effect on your life, right? Like, so it's probably.
But so do I have free will, or how does that? Again, I'm just interested from like a thought experiment type thing.
Well, how much free will can you possibly have?
I'll come at it like a skeptic, but I'm not trying to. Again,
don't you think you have a
I see it as a very beneficial practice to engage in for a lot of people.
Listen. Okay,
you're very skilled as well. You are very skilled.
This is my perspective.
You can sleep in the day and be awake at night, but you're still living in the world. That range of free will. Sorry, no.
See, for me, when I started growing my hair, it was like part of a shame that I was bringing upon myself by identifying myself as something that was illegal when I was much younger. And, you know, I was the golden child, straight A, like almost a 5.0 weighted GPA. Like 4.0 is when you get all A's, but 5.0 is when you get all A's in AP classes. I was like 4.95 or something. And did very well on standardized tests, a lot of perfect scores on.
Mercury in Aquarius is brilliant. It's a powerful Mercury, which is how you think and how you would write tests and stuff.
But then me cutting my hair off, I cut this hair off at one point and then actually reattached it within the last year. And I feel like when you say disguising myself, originally my social anxiety, what I would do is like, especially when the hair was short, it was a way to avoid making eye contact with people because I had like a curtain. I could kind of walk around and keep my awareness just like 4 inches from my face, like Pinocchio, just kind of looking right here to see if my nose was growing or not. And plus my nose is crooked. So when I had one of these down the middle of my face, it kind of hides that. But, yeah, I don't know. Originally when I was keeping my hair again, it was a reminder for a couple people in my life that were close to me of times where I wasn't doing so well, but I wanted to hold on to that and own it and grow into it and through it, and see myself. And it's like almost like a physical measurement of time to see that, you know, as human beings, we are not static fixed things, which is what's confusing about the charts that you're reading is because those are very static and fixed because, and am I really supposed to believe that my birth certificate? Yeah, I don't know. I doubt my ancestors went to Ellis Island. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, like, so even if just there's no such thing as astrology, right? Imagine that was true. And that the stars didn't exist because we're living in a flat earth or something, right? Okay. Or it's all a hologram. Or that it all is created in a matrix simulation yesterday. And this, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like
I'm comfortable with all of those things.
Any scenarios, astrology still matters because you live in a scenario where people have believed in astrology for so many generations.
I think they found charts of astronomers and then like and alchemists, and then reappropriated the signals so that it made sense to them. It's like all the crystals nowadays. They say that there's these ancient healing meanings, but if you look at the fine print, it said that all the ancient crystals, that rose quartz does this, and kyanite does that, and this citrine.
But hold on 1 second. The whole point is, if they did that, then generations ago they started doing that, and so they've raised people believing in this astrology, which means that certain people born certain times of years have been selectively profiled almost star racistly and told you're an Aquarius, and so you're going to behave like an Aquarius. And they made it with other people, and people did what they were told according to astrology so much that epigenetically they might have made it real even if the stars didn't exist.
Okay, I like
that idea. So there's no escape. I'm just saying that if nothing else exists, at this point it does, because we've created it. So no matter what you do, you can't escape from it.
Does it have birth location as well? Like, does it matter where on Earth I was born? That's factored into. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it was in Boston, Mass. too. I don't know if that.
I put Boston.
Yeah, I like how Andreas defends the integrity of astrology more than the integrity of like the Trinity and the Church, and he will defend both. Again,
the Bible is
in terms of him being like,
Stephen,
excuse me, how are you so close-minded?
I like the Trinity. I just think like I like the pure triangle rather. I like the triangle, I'd say. But yeah, whatever. Just
and I'm very open, not just as like an open book, but I'm open to receiving input from a different.
It would help
through a different lens. Yeah,
it would help if you weren't so Aquarian. If you were, your argument would make more sense.
Well, Diogenes was the guy that lived in the barrel, right? So if Aquarius is constantly pouring out the thing, and you said I'm very inside the Aquarius, so maybe I'm like Diogenes inside the freshwater jug that's constantly being poured. Yes. The idea is the age of Aquarius ends though, because there's eventually no more fresh water, right?
Pop his chart up. This is what I really want to tell you about your chart, and this is really important, okay? Because Aquarius is pouring out the purest water. He's purified the water. He's purified himself. He's now ready.
And he's just dumping it on the ground?
No, he's dumping it into Fomalhaut. He's ready to be the cupbearer of the gods.
I want to write Fomalhaut,
that down. The mouth of Pisces Austrinus.
How do you spell that? Just quick, if you don't mind. I'm writing it down. I'm hearing a bunch of syllables. You said Fomalhaut?
Fomalhaut is a star. It's the royal guardian of the south.
But I'm sure there's the name.
It's the Archangel Gabriel.
Thank you, Andres.
O-M-A-L Fomalhaut, like house. H-A-U-T.
Never heard of that. But
are you a Philip K. Dick fan?
You like Dick. Just say you like Dick.
Is that
not? Don't worry about it. If you haven't read it,
is that Manly P Hall? Is that like where all the urinals are? Or no? What is Philip K. Dick? If you tell me what? No. But again, I've heard a lot of people reference him. It's just my random access.
Philip K. Dick is super key to everything you love.
But like, what's he most known for?
Grasshopper Lies Heavy, The Man in High Castle.
Valis is like his major work where he had these mystical experiences, and he kept rethinking where certain things were coming to him. One of them was he believed they were coming from the star Fomalhaut, that he was getting these inspirations from this star.
Well, when I was a sophomore in high school, I took college classes over the summer at Tufts and took a class on astronomy from the guy that was rewriting the textbook for Harvard, in the process of saying that the Big Bang might have been many Big Bangs, and that the Hubble system for classifying galaxies was not a progression through time, and that there were spiral galaxies that were more well formed with different arms, but it wasn't that one turned into the other. We certainly don't have evidence of that. And so I come at it from a very science-minded, kind of sober, rigid thinking, which is why, again, I think it's good for me to expose myself to something that is seems to me to be entirely arbitrary. But I think how someone reacts to being told things about themselves that may or may not be true is also a very elucidating process. And
listen, you said you see things from a scientific, and you're saying they misinterpreted star charts as having some meaning. The origins of astrology.
But what would be the nature of it? Yeah.
Are the Babylonians, who were documenting everything that happened in the empire meticulously for hundreds of years. Okay, and then looking at what the planets were doing and what stars rose at which time, it was a science. Okay, now
so was phrenology, but the shape of your head has to do with the type of compression it underwent when it came out of your mother's. I call it the retardation.
Phrenology was not a science for millennia in every culture on society in various ways. Okay, so what I want to tell you, bring his chart up again. Give me a minute to just say what I need to say to you. Sure.
Yeah, if I'm I'll try not to. I'm going to mute myself so that
because the sun is your creative heart. Okay, it's your soul. Okay, and it's setting. It was setting when you were born. Okay, and it wasn't like on the western horizon, but it was setting. Okay, so it needs that input from other people. It wants to be heard. It wants to be felt. And because you're brilliant, right? And because you have this very fixed way of viewing things, even though it's all very eccentric and into like brilliant ideas, you have a hard time connecting with other people. Okay, and so you put on
both of those things are kind of categorically untrue about my experience in the world is connecting with people, and then the thing before that being kind of closed-minded. In fact, the only thing I know is
closed-minded. I didn't say closed-minded.
What I know, or you said very rigid. But what I know today, I know that tomorrow I might learn something, and the things that are my deeply held beliefs today might be different tomorrow. So
right, I agree, and I was getting to that.
I'm sure I'm closed-minded in a lot of other ways too. But I didn't say closed-minded. Myself like a jackass. Sorry.
No. I wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear that. I didn't say closed-minded. That's not what I meant. Okay. What I mean is rigid in.
It wouldn't be an insult even. Yeah.
What's that?
I said closed-minded. I don't take anything as an insult. I take it all as input. So.
But I didn't use those words. I'm sure I didn't use those words, right?
Well, you said because I think I describe myself as science-minded and rigid in trying to apply philosophy or systems of thinking in school. In science, which used to be called philosophy, to my understanding of the world. And I've never had an opportunity to, again, I thank you for taking this extra time on the live stream today. And because it is my first exposure to an interactive, other than just seeing it and ignoring it and going, that's not astronomy, that says astrology. Astrology is fake, astronomy is real. But I also grew up being told alchemy was fake. And the alchemists back in the day, all they were trying to do was turn base metals and go. No, the alchemists discovered pretty much all of chemistry, and they just had different symbols for it. So I think it's interesting that there's an overlap.
What I mean about the fixed quality is that you're constantly trying to speak and not listen, right? And it's unfortunate because you had moon rising, and the moon, because you were a Cancer rising, represents you in your chart. Okay, what you're meant to do is put your heart and your emotions out, and you're putting a mask of science over top of yourself. And while you're going to get energy, you're going to connect with people in that way, it's not really how you're supposed to put yourself out there. You're not supposed to be telling stories about other people. You're supposed to be telling the deepest, most innermost stories about you. That's what your chart is. And it's conflicted because you've learned that when you show your true self, it's not accepted.
Yeah, but I do a really good job of ignoring that. Because otherwise I'd cut my hair,
Well, then cut your hair.
My whole life,
be who you are. Be who you are. That's causing conflict within you, and that's why you keep talking, so you don't get the reception from other people because you're not truly.
Well, I'm also trying to be somewhat entertaining and creative back. I understand that if I were paying for this session, I would be reducing the benefit I got from it by interrupting and talking. And thank you for again pointing that out. That, I guess it's a bit of armor if I'm talking or interrupting. I guess it's a little performative.
Yeah, and it's entertaining. It's great, but it's not truly you.
And what I would say is, can you use I statements in the process of telling me what my horoscope is, or is that not really possible?
What does that mean?
Like a psychologist will tell you to use I statements, and if you sit there going, your house is and then you, and then this is how you, again, it's like a lot of projected. I understand you're dissociating out of yourself, and for me, being inside my own head is rather confusing most of the time, or just at least a lot to handle. And so I take my antipsychotic medication called cannabis. It's great. It's great for anxiety. It's great for insomnia. Even good for the flu. Good for tuberculosis. So you got to legalize it, but.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to create, I think I tried to lead with the idea that I know I sound very self-assured, and I promise that is a guy's. I tend to shoot for sounding confident, so that sometimes I am overconfident, and then there's other times where I'm underconfident. But if I just shoot for kind of neutral, then where I'm hitting on that chart is just lower. And I'm rather sure of myself. I've put myself through, and my intellect and my ability, and my capacity to evaluate, rather complex sets of information and apply them in ways where it is sound and reasonable and rational to do so. And I feel like if in my first session, I just wholeheartedly bought in to everything you were telling me about myself, then I would be way too impressionable.
Well, I mean, if it's good advice, then like take it. If there's not, then whatever.
Sure.
I feel like the next thing to ask would be, I know you're trying to build a business. You have, dreams that you want to build.
Many businesses.
True, like a yoga studio, but that's a better thing to say is you have a dream of building many businesses. And this is a reason why your yoga studio can be kind of filled with all sorts of things in the middle of the room, which makes it hard to be a yoga studio immediately, right? Whereas looking at your apartment, I've been inside of it's like meticulous and clean, and you're able to actually do organization on a level that other people cannot sometimes. So it's fascinating how you can be so orderly and so chaotic at the same time. But maybe you want to
I would guess that the cannabis perhaps allows me to relax into the chaos, and the type of yoga that I'm attracted to is very rigid and orderly and the same every time. And so it's like an OCD tendency. I don't want to say it's a disability or a disorder. There's a strong streak of it in my family, and the type of work I used to do in the family business was very detailing oriented. It's specification writing, and it's 1,000-page text document.
You're commanding in both. You can be orderly and you can be disorderly.
It's using the spreadsheet to contain the madness, and that's kind of the goal. Yeah.
Andreas kind of brought up you're trying to build a yoga studio right now, but you just had Neptune and Saturn on your midheaven. So Saturn on the midheaven can be the peak of status and the peak of building something in your life, except Neptune was there making it too disperse, too much like mist, not solid enough. And now it's going to be moving through your 10th house, but Neptune's going to be there close to your midheaven for a long time. So
I feel like in order to understand what you're saying it's moving through my 10th house. And like if it were moving through my 9th house,
status.
There's a different thing for each one. Okay. And so, I could go back. The nice thing is I can go back and listen to this and kind of reference.
Well, what's happening for you right now is you have Jupiter, which is going to station direct pretty close to your ascendant, which is who you are, your identity and what you put out into the world. Your work now is on yourself, like building a yoga studio. If you haven't already done it, like you didn't do it yet, right?
I had it open 10 years ago for about 5 years, and then someone else took it over during COVID, and then I took over the lease, and then the people next to me had the corner of the building cave in, so I let the barbershop move into my yoga studio for a year.
Yeah.
Because it was only supposed to be for a month or two, but the insurance payment, so they got put in this holding pattern again. And thankfully, I would say the platform in the soapbox that Andreas has opened, even if it's just once a month or even once a year, helps me feel like I don't need to go make my voice heard in any particular way and stomp my feet. I'm still in the phase where I'm distilling the most important things about the universe that I want to share.
Well, there's plenty of Uranus energy where that came from. An American Time Machine will be there.
American Time Machine.
We're going to do a show together very soon,
Oh, more than just that. We are about to have a boys' trip at a undetermined date, but it is within the near future. And by near, I mean in relation to the movement of God. So make with that what you will.
I'm on timeout, and I'm not even really. It's like I tell my friends that they're like, "Hey, Stefan, you want to go to the bar and get some lunch?" And if I say yes, they're like, "Too bad. Go to the yoga studio until it's ready." It's like, so.
There's inner work for you to do. There's identity work for you to do first.
Always.
That's what's going on for you right now in this moment, in this year. Okay, not even the whole year. Just these months. Work on that, and then
even if I feel like I'm
going to be more successful working on your yoga studio. Okay,
so even if I feel like I'm as sure about who I am as I've ever been, that doesn't mean there's not still a lot of room to grow. So it's valid input.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even. You know what? It's not even about you not knowing who you are. It's about you projecting out the true you more. Using less of a filter.
I was in very codependent relationships where 7 nights a week we were sleeping in the same bed next to each other, and there was. Sometimes working in close proximity or at the same place and just spending huge amounts of time together, whether it be on road trips or And then other couples going, if I spent that much time with my husband, I would friggin' hate him and we'd be divorced. If we took a road trip that was even a week long, no, it would not last. It would not. I'm going, it's just such a strange, and then everyone like chiming in and agreeing. And I'm going, well, that's just not the version of, But thankfully, again, I feel like I learned the most important thing about what I'm looking for in a partner by being single and having a time to really look and observe other people's relationships, and even seeing some of my friends' parents get divorced and then remarried. And then some of the times you get remarried and you really click with the new person, and sometimes it's just another attempt at
are you interested in advice on that? Do you want advice on like when or how to like spend time, when you should spend time looking into relationships, or you want more advice on work, on what you're supposed to do with your business this year?
I feel like certain cultures do not think that way. Like if you go to Jewish couples, like they're literally just like it's complete opposite. I think
Well, if you're not a grandma by age 36 in Jewish culture, you're like behind the ball.
Yeah.
If when you're 18, having a kid when you're 18 is not that preposterous. So 18 times 2, and now you have an abuelita is what they call it in like other cultures. But reaching age 40 and you only have one grandkid, it means you just weren't very fruitful and didn't multiply. And I have 0 kids. So
not faulting you there. Just
Listen,
go ahead.
No, finish what you were going to say. I gotta go. So I'm just saying I gotta end this. I gotta pull out.
It is. Well, again, thank you for your expertise, and thank you for bringing this life to Andreas' channel and being part of a recurring show that helps people kind of get. Andreas has like a full slate, and I love that he not only just gives you the stage, but if you're not around, again, he's also good at reading these charts. And I like the fake tarot cards.
Andreas, are you reading charts?
I would just use a little bit of AI to like corroborate.
Yeah.
He's my nemesis. I bring him in just to be my nemesis.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, guys, remember
I think like some people's dads racially profile people. I astrologically profile people. I think that's what it is. It's just
2
prejudice.
years from now, I'm actually going to come back on and be giving these readings. We're going to come full circle.
Nice.
I'm just going to totally buy into the.
I would love
it.
And that sounds awesome. Hey, we were going to have Giant on. Giant, can we book it so you start a show? That would be fun.
Yeah, you want to come in at the beginning next time, Giant?
It's part of the Manuela effect. Now, is astrology like blasphemous?
No, it's coded into the Bible.
You guys really?
I have an article.
Christian adjacent or Judeo?
It absolutely is. Christ. The whole thing is.
But the Kabbalah seems so much more interesting, though.
What's
Sorry,
that?
Giant's here.
Oh, is it related to the Kabbalah? I guess.
Listen, I wrote an article. Anyways, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
And knowing Giant has more.
Yeah, no worries. We can. Yeah, we can.
Point of view.
We could do it next time.
I would just be interested.
I don't mind.
Giant, how do you feel about
it? You've already talked.
Does it give you the ick?
Chart for me for free, so I don't need to know.
A little bit of on the messages. I mean, if you want to come on publicly with your chart, that'd be fun. But I gotta go. I can't do anymore. Uranus is
no problem.
All of Uranus has come. There's too much chaos. I'm overwhelmed.
It's the Manuela effect.
All right, everybody.
My neuroticism.
Thank you so much for coming on, Aquarian Sun. That was great. You're not a poser. You're real.
You're the biggest Aquarian Sun.
I appreciate skeptics coming on and putting their chart up is a beautiful thing.
All right, American Time Machine, get your chart ready for next time. You come out from chat.
Next
we're going to talk about the stuff for it.
Peace out. Giant.